It's 12 o'clock, my dudes. It's 12 o'clock, my dudes. Oh, stupid cable. Let's see if we can we'll go over here. That way I'm not sticking my big chunky arm right in front of the camera. How's that? How's that? Hey! Hey! There's people in the chat. People in the chat. About time. Sir, it is 12 o'clock. I am like that song from the 90s. Right on time. I'm right on time. Relatively punctual by nature. We're all here. All of my personalities are present. Troy, Tony, all of the other names, random names that I've been called by people. But no, Andre, no raptors. No raptors. We have a strict no raptor policy. He sent me a link to a picture of Troy's car wash, and it said, "Warning: no raptors. They won't fit." So we do not wash raptors around here. Tony is not random. And bless the lords of good microphones. I got another one. There we go. Because otherwise we would get to hear the roofing that's going on next door. And the cooler, the swamp cooler's on because it's summer now. Even if it's not really official super mean summer, summer's working on it. I talked my buddy into taking all the screws out of these. These are those glow-backed adjustable offset bead locks, so you have to take this many screws out to get the tire off. And I was so bold in my feeling that the G-Made MT 1902s would be like reasonably okay, because I had just tested the 1905s, that I was not prepared and used the 96 screws or however many it is to mount these. These are the sawback for the G-Made sawback. So I was just putting these together as one does. The rims themselves are not too bad. It's just going to this rim is a commitment. Did the Fusions from AliExpress show up? Yes, they did. They got thrown over the fence the way that the last mile shippers from AliExpress always operate. Paid by the piece, so they are here and then they are gone. Yeah, completely different packaging, but they were in one padded envelope. The 1800 and the 1200 together. And one of them may already be in a rig that is just over there. What do you do to fix a universal shaft pin from slipping out? It's on the one front drive shaft on the Mias portals. One side keeps dropping out. The easiest method. It is neither clean nor official. But what I do is I don't know what yours might look like, but if you have an automatic punch, and if you don't, you should. It doesn't have to be a Starrett. It can be any automatic punch. I will do the automatic punch just kind of right at the edge. I'm trying to think if I have a loose universal. Oh, no! I caught it. only a little bit of stuff fell out. Okay, what's an axle? That's got a CVD in it. All right. So, probably easier here. So, you've got that spot right there where the pin is. I will take this and just drive it kind of at like a 45-degree angle and just basically dent the metal of the actual universal body itself, not on the pin. I will just go punch, and it's usually enough. It just needs that little bit of friction on it to stop the pin from falling out. I've had it happen on a couple sets of Mias. I've also had it happen. I mean, it's definitely more common on AliExpress / Amazon axles than it is on anything else. But yeah, that's just take an auto punch and pop. Just give it a pop. Because, you know, worst case scenario, it's not as if the universals are expensive. HV or TO3's got to go socialize. He's pulling a Miata commuter on us. Always being social. That's the same voice I use when I drop stuff. Yeah, that's the no one has control over that voice. That voice manifests itself. Oh no! It just, you go up a couple octaves whether you want to or not. According to USPS, your package from Norway was loaded for delivery today. Yeah, I figure probably what happened with that is the Postal Service, if it's not at the final delivery facility, so if it's not at the local post office by like 3 o'clock in the morning, it's not coming that day. It's going to come the next day. Because, you know, I don't want to be disparaging, but it's the post office. Thank you, Mr. C. This is what I thought. If I were to order a set, what would I order? I mean, what would you order? A set of what? Did I miss one? Universals? Just the same, the replacement Mias ones. I've built a set of axles up using the Mias universals. I think I've actually on the Mias, I think I've only had one where the pin wants to slip out. Today I neither have company nor am I company. Nice. Rorb from over in the faraway land said it was in San Bernardino sorting 2 days ago. That sounds right. That sounds right. I can't hack on the USPS too much because they do tend to get things here, whereas I had a same-day delivery package from Amazon take 5 days. So I don't know how that math works. I'm just going to put a couple screws in that to hold it together. That is some weird, wild stuff. We just keep sandwiching parts together. I'm just, you know, we're killing time. Killing time because I don't want to be doing this. Not the streaming part. I mean putting 100 screws in. So these are the pivots that are for the sawback. And if these don't work, let's put it this way. These are working. I don't want to do this again. I made sure that when I assembled the same wheels, the deeper, I think they might be the same wheels, just different spoke and different color, are on missing link. And I was fully, absolutely committed to Flatiron XLs. And those are his tires, man. I am not taking those things apart. Mr. Peterson, these are the glow-backed, straight-out clones of Boom Racing. These are usually about $40 for the set on Amazon. So, you know, slightly cheaper. The lip on these pivots is a little chunky compared to the other lip. It is really tough to get these in. And I use a dental pick, so it's sticking out the other side, and I've already stabbed myself like 4 times. I get that. I keep feeling like one of the beads is popping loose on the inside. I guess it's okay, but you get extra nervous because you don't want to do this again. I have not, because I only have, there's this set in here and there's the other set. I haven't made a tool. Like I've made the tool for turnbuckles and whatnot, but I haven't made a tool that's got a rod that skinny. Mr. Saxton, I don't skip over people. I just answer questions. If you've noticed, pretty much just answering questions, because I'm also trying to distract myself from these wheels. Got Amazon warehouse 15 miles away. Double Bob, I've got, I think in a 15-mile radius of here, we probably have 15 Amazon warehouses.
And an airport.
And an Amazon Air. And an Amazon drone base. But I don't think the drone base operates drones yet. If there was a question that I didn't answer, then ask it again. Because the chat moves so fast, there's every chance in the world I didn't see it. Hopefully I will be able to keep up today, because that will help distract me from building these wheels. Which, as I say, not bad. Just nobody wants to do this. It's all 2mm. Yeah. Back lips looks okay. Looks okay. It's not great. If I screw them up and don't want to do it again, I can just send it to you. Yeah, I'm gonna get those beads in. Yeah, I don't think I have ever watched a live stream on a phone, so I don't know what that looks like. Like where does the chat go? It would be interesting to see a leaf sprung versus with the RC four-wheel drive. Yeah, I could do that. Just bought my first set of scale hardware with Sensible and 1 and 3, and bought 100 because some are about. Yeah. Well, it's just cheaper to buy them 100 at a time. Jay Leeson asks if anyone's got anything planned for the weekend. My wife is trying to convince me it's Game 5 of the Calder Cup Finals, which is AHL hockey, right up the road, and she wants to like get a hotel, and it hasn't, and that would be tomorrow. And it's still only speculative, and I'm tired already. I'm trying to conserve as much Anime Expo energy as I can over the next couple weeks, because it's right around the corner. And the 3D printer, I have to order filament, so the 3D printer is basically going to be going non-stop. I did some test prints. I printed one of Irwin's boxes for the Rhino V80. It works. It fits a treat. It works a treat. I put it in Rusty. Would you like to review an MK07? I mean, I don't. Here's the thing. I don't watch crawler videos. I can just say that now openly and in full admission. So I haven't seen any of the videos talking positively or negatively about it. So if I were to review one, you would get an absolute honest review. I have to assume it comes in a box about the size of a microwave oven. So shipping to and fro is probably going to be prohibitive. But if I will say the same thing to Mr. Saxton that I say to everyone else. If you send it in, I'll test it. Doesn't matter what it is. Just please don't make it a red cat, as long as it's not a red cat. I'm trying to keep my life on the straight and narrow, and nothing good comes out of a red cat review. Because, I don't know. I don't want to say those people, but you can't reason with those people. because they've already bought a red cat. And how dare I not like the thing that they like? Is Spain where Europe goes on vacation? As an American, that's what Spain seems like to me. Spain is where people go on vacation. Or, well, you're where Europeans go on vacation. I was just talking to somebody a couple days ago about how the culture shock for Europeans when they experience the United States. Yeah, we don't go on vacation. The last vacation we took, and by vacation, I mean lasting more than a Saturday, like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or just a Saturday, Sunday, was we went to we watched a spring training game in Mesa, Arizona, and then we went to the Grand Canyon in 2018. So we did a 4-day vacay in 2018. That's the last time we went on vacation. Can I send another set of hustlers to test Inside Out? You know what? I won't stop you. I'll mount them up Inside Out. I'll hate myself. I'll hate everything at a point, but I'll do it. I'll do it. A little early for Red Cat talk. There was a comment made probably 25 minutes ago where someone asked, just posted in the comment, would you recommend an Ascent ? Or a Red Cat ? And I was like, oof. We can't fault them. They clearly that guy's never been here before. It's not his fault. He doesn't know. I live in Spain and spend my vacations in Spain. That's how it is. California is something of a vacation destination. I live in California and take most of my vacations in California, if I took vacations. But you know, like Anime Expo's coming up. Well, we're real close. We're inside 2 weeks, and I will have to film. I'm gonna have to film content way out. I'm gonna have to get it. I'm gonna have to get a good lead up. My last proper vacation was 6 years ago. America! America. One of my sisters lives in Frisco, Texas. And she sends us pictures of going to the beach, which is like this lake, like a man-made lake. And then they imported sand and put it next to the lake. And I'm like, girl, I know where you grew up. I mean, I know you're trying to lie to yourself, incept yourself. We are susceptible to our own lies. She is trying to incept herself into believing that that's the beach. I'm like, that ain't the beach. Floridians go to the mountains to vacation. If you're like a loon and you want to come to a vacation here, who is a Brian Clark said vacation to the canyon. Brian Clark, I would recommend, honestly, this is Southern California, and it is the desert, but I would say that vacation season here would be November through May. So not June, July, August, September. October is mostly okay, but you're really safe in November. The absolute no-goes, I would say, unless you have no other choice, or you come from a climate that is particularly violent to human beings, August and September are the depths, or the absolute depths here. We'll have it's 100 every day. And the overnight low is 86. That's the kind of stuff we have here for a couple months. What's up with those slacker kids of yours not helping out? Can't get off time. Driver 8, they are, what are they, Gen Zs? They're born early 2000s, that makes them Gen Zs. If you offer to pay them, still doesn't work. I don't. At some point, maybe I'll figure out something to get them outside, but I haven't figured it out yet. This will only be our third vacation abroad in the last 9 months. Oh my! I have to warm up my tiny violin. Yeah. Erwin mentioned that he starts vacation soon, which is like the entire month of July, and I'm like, Europeans. You mean my bathtub isn't the beach? Can be. Did I hear you say you wanted to test the Red Cat MOA four-wheel steer? Here's the thing. I bet it's absolutely fine if you just recite the mantra to yourself. This is toy grade. This is toy grade. This is toy grade. You can probably have a great time with it. But if you're into, like, the sort of person who will sit around on a Friday afternoon and build beadlocks is probably not the same person that's going to enjoy anything Red Cat. Anything Red Cat crawler. I've never tested a Red Cat Go Faster Basher, so I don't know. What was the name of the clones? Globact. Globact. If you just do a generalized internet search for Globact 1.9 beadlock, you should be able to find these. These are the, just like Boom Racing, these are the adjustable offset. They have like 4 different, you can build them 4 different ways. Brian Clarkson, South Dakota. Oh, so yeah. If you're a South Dakota resident, you could probably come here any month of the year and you would just be right at home because our weather is going to be kind of similar. What are you working on? Putting these Globack wheels together for the white Sawback Jeep, which I hope to be mounting these on in a few minutes. Yeah, sold as Globack on Amazon. Most of the time I've been to California has been in May, June for E3, and that was when that was still a thing, and also July was nice. Okay. If you're in Orange County in July, it's probably going to be fine. Even downtown LA is only going to be into the 80s, upper 80s. But you come about 75 miles inland, and it's desert, and it's hot. Keep it greasy side down. In East Bloc Europe, we consider the weekends as vacations. The similarities between America and East Bloc Europe are growing ever closer. BMFRC is building beadlocks when he gets home. Beadlocks are fine. These, I mean, I know what I'm getting into, and it's not as if they're difficult. It's labor intensive and time consuming. Snowbirds messing up traffic. We don't really have those. They either come here to stay here or they leave here and they end up in Florida. My first YouTube social engagement. Can you create overdrive, underdrive with different size tires and be effective? I mean, you could, but a bigger tire. So you would think that the way to do it would be bigger tire in the front because that's going to improve your approach. But imagine along with me, say you have these two. We got a pretty good size differential. This is actually underdrive. This tire is spinning more slowly than this tire. Because how far does this tire have to... Well, let's see. So 1 revolution of this tire... Oh, I should pick a starting point. Where it says Tusk. Come around. 1 revolution of that tire is just about 16 inches. 400, let's call it about 410 millimeters. 1 revolution of this tire is about 340 millimeters. So per revolution, there's 70 millimeters of difference. So this tire is technically spinning faster. It's covering less distance, but it's spinning if I don't have my math reversed, and I probably do have my math and physics reversed. But it is my, I'm probably remembering this all wrong. It is my understanding that if you were to run like this tire is moving more slowly than this tire. so it's actually acting like underdrive. It might be traveling farther, but it's making fewer revolutions per minute to do it. Does that sound right? Does that sound, do I have that backwards? Is that actually underdrive? And this is actually overdrive, this being the front? There's like a bolt in here. Nope, it's airsoft BBs. I've got it backwards. Okay. So I guess what people are looking at, I guess the only way to do this conceivably is to put a bigger tire on a straight axle in the front and a smaller tire on a portal in the rear. And then that would give you the split, but then you already have a mullet. So can you do it on two bigger in the front? The axle determines revolutions. Right, that's right. But yeah, it would be underdrive. Yeah, you're right. Because this is covering 70 millimeters more distance per revolution. So this one is rotating, what is that? Math is not my jam. So 70, we're just, okay, that's, oh no, I gotta do it the other way. 0.17. 0.20. Like, okay, no, I got a calculator and I don't want to do it. It's my Friday and I want to do it. Okay, this tire rolls 410 millimeters per revolution. This tire rolls 340 millimeters per revolution. What percentage is that? Y'all can do the homework. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, so I'm not. Yeah, Ed, that's that part I got. I calculated earlier today, 383 front and 475 rear was like 24% underdrive in the front. Okay, so if you flipped it around, it'd be 24% in the back. That's appreciable. It looks super dumb, though. Yeah, I was... you don't have to promise me that there's not going to be math. I just won't do it. I got an English major, man. I took the absolute minimum amount of math. Yeah, the smaller wheel is spinning faster. Sean, you are correct. I caught on to that as well. But the axles, the tires can't stop the axles from turning at the revolutions that they're turning. So the bigger tire is just going to drag the smaller tire along with it. So it's covering 70 millimeters less distance per revolution. So it's underdrive. I don't know what the percent is because I don't want to. Zeke711, did you by chance see AliExpress has a 1.9 tire called the Hellhound that looks pretty similar to the Deepwoods? There is a junk view on it, and it is on the tire spreadsheet. The Hellhounds were sent in by Mr. Orosu of the Eastern Bloc, and they were tested, and it was a whole day. If you do trail, what is your favorite tire? I don't trail, so you're going to have to wait for trail people to chime in. If I did trail, it would almost certainly be Deepwoods, because in the amount of stuff that I've done out in the yard, that it would be something approximating crawling, or a canyon trail, either a Deepwoods or a canyon trail. Probably a Deepwoods. It depends on what the build is. If it was something big, like that big Emo X, I'd put like two canyon trails. Oh, they'd be great. Super cheap. I have like 4 sets. Yeah, the tire is just the last determination of gear ratio. Yeah, that's where you get your final rollout. Autobots rollout. Why does that screw not seem long enough? It is. It is. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Ooh, Miata Commuter picks pivots. Did you hear about the new Pro line possible Hyrex placement? The Aztek, Aztek. I hope they get sued by General Motors and they have to stop selling them. Like, why not Aztek with a C? Like, why do they got to name them after a hideous SUV? Yeah, Aztek with a CH. Also, when I saw them, I went, eh. I want somebody to make a tire that just doesn't look like all the other tires. How about that? Pick the Aztek out of a lineup is the challenge. The Aztek. Canyon Trail is a great tire, is it not? Will Proline allow Sorka to ban it? Well, it'll be and also I didn't go any further than the blurb on the. I get the Proline new release email. Still, I've been getting it for eons, and I went and clicked on it, and the first page takes you to Aztek Predators. So, is there a G8 Aztek? Somebody else can do that. Somebody else can do that math. Thank you, Andre. Another 5. Oh, that Andre segues into a thought that I had previously and not right now. Based on channel analytics, you precious loyal few, I make more money off of channel memberships than I do off of ad revenue now. So, not by a lot. I make $6 more a month. Last month, I made $6 more off channel memberships than I did off of ads. But that's saying something. As far as I'm concerned, that's saying something. I don't know what it's saying, but it's saying it. If GM wants anyone to remember they're connected to the Aztek. The funny part is, I've seen many car reviews where they didn't hate the Aztek. They were like, it wasn't that bad. And I seem to remember that when, in the year that the Aztek was discontinued, it was one of Pontiac's most profitable models. I don't know what did they used to call it back then. That was that still during the days of Diamond Star Motors, the Chrysler Mitsubishi collab before the Stellantis days. They were losing the most money on the cars that you would assume that they would lose money on, which was Chargers and Challengers and Hellcats and all of those things. Because they got to buy all those climate credits back so they can afford to make the cars. We're on the West Coast, though. Yeah? Oh, wait. There is a G8. I couldn't imagine Proline releasing a tire that's only in one of the compounds. There's absolutely no need to ban any tire that's in G8 compound. I don't think you could make a lug pattern that could turn G8 illegal because it's fair. It's absolutely fair. And Predator doesn't work if it's above about 80 degrees. So I never see ads in your videos. Something makes sense that you don't make much of them. Yeah, I refuse to do mid-rolls. I won't do mid-rolls. I won't. I just won't. I hate to watch mid-rolls, so I don't want to make other people watch them either. Sorka banned the Axial 10 Pro body because it's not Proline. That sounds right. That sounds right. Me and the gentleman over here were just talking about yesterday about the Proline Power Wagon and what Proline charges for a body. And it's criminal. Power Wagon is like $64. And then you can put all the bits on it and get it well up over 100. Well, challenge. My apologies for bringing maths into this wonderful stream. The Aztek looks a bit weird from what I've seen. It has a bunch of cool features. Yeah, there was a tent that could pop out of the whole back of it. Let's see if I can do the picture-in-picture this week again. Pontiac Aztek tent. Yeah. see if we can screen. I'll do the screen. Yeah, I mean, like, they were overlanding and 3-spoke wheels, man. Blah, blah. But so overlanding is cool now. So what's up? What's up? Are people going to be buying up all the old ass? Is that a giant bucket of popcorn? They have a picnic basket and a. Jeez, could that photo look more staged? That was terrible. But yeah. Have you seen? Does Spiff have a new YouTube exploit? The only one I remember from Spiff was promoting his own videos, which did not work. He knew it wasn't going to work from the start, but God bless him for trying it anyway. Aztec was before its time. Yeah. It was the very first crossover. That's the only thing that's on the road now. Gares, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Tall cars. Who knew that the tall car would be the wave of the future? Disconnect and uBlock in your browser and you won't get ads. YouTube is getting real good. They're getting real good at getting around those. To where my kid had just ordinary ad block stuff, and the screens for the videos would just load black. Would just load a black screen. And a lot of sites are doing the same thing with VPNs, where I just can't get a site to open at all if the VPN is active. Oh, I do have a Proline whack. Power whack body sitting there, the Gulf Liberty. That's carved up, though, so it's allowed. Also, I didn't pay for it, so it's double allowed. Yeah, all-wheel drive Aztec? I'll take it. I don't care. I don't care if it's ugly. And I'm still looking at the picture up here in the split screen. It's not that bad. Ultra-long videos that autoplay when people fall asleep. Loads of watch time and ad revenue. Hey, if you want to help out, Ed, here's what you do. Just go to a playlist. Open up the Quick View playlist, which is like 130 videos, and just click go. And just let it run in the background. I will take the $2 to $3 that I will make off of that. HVGO3 had ad block and it wouldn't let him comment. Yeah, that sounds right. I said to the kid, I was like, is this really a problem you're having? Because I don't have any problem with the videos not loading. And then I remembered I've been paying for premium. Oh, Mark Saxon says, when are you getting your VRD? I think Tuesday. I think it delivers Tuesday. I don't want to say it directly, but it's how I feel in the moment. I feel like the procedure of building the 10 Pro made me go to AMain and order a VRD. Partially because I want to see them head to head, and partially because it's just a more enjoyable building experience, honestly. Is it wrong that I am excited about building a 124 tomorrow? Yeah, it is. That's wrong. They're going to start injecting ads in the stream. Ugh. Now, when they do that, here's the question. Will I know? Will I be able to see it? I mean, I guess we'll find out. There's an Aztec body on Cults 3D to print. Whee! I think not having ads is pissing the algorithm off, and that's why your channel doesn't get proper exposure. It probably does. Well, I mean, I don't know how many of y'all are on premium, so I don't even know how many of you would be impacted if I turned on mid-rolls. Because if you have premium, well, look at that. I have premium and I don't see any ads, so I have to assume everybody else that has premium doesn't see ads. That's the assumption I operate from. I don't want to turn them on, but I'm gaining 4 subs a day. And I'm getting 20% less. Each month I get about 20% less impressions, so they're just not feeding the videos. And that's fine, because all of y'all that are here, the regulars that watch the videos all the time, is it just our drive as humans that we want more? Because do we really need quantity over quality? I'll take the quality. The Buick Rendezvous. Buick Rendezvous.
Taylor has
Buick Rendezvous. Yeah, I gotta speak Rendezvous. Oh, he's right. You know what? I couldn't tell you how many Buick Rendezvous I've seen in my life and probably just thought it was an Aztec. I don't know though. They like rounded the edges, and to me it looks slightly less weird, but somehow more like it's oh, that guy's gonna back up forever. That guy's never gonna stop backing up. I wonder if that's the truck with the roofing on it. That would explain why it's taking so long. Yeah, I had to go to premium. And mobile, what was it? HVO-TO3 said mention premium, mention mobile. That was the reason that I got premium in the first place. I would keep the wife company at the gym. I would basically just walk on the treadmill for 40 minutes. It's good for you. I would walk on the treadmill and I'd put my phone up on the thing and I would just watch like Matt's off-road recovery videos. Holy crap, the ads. The sheer amount of ads that I bought premium on my phone in the gym. And then was like, over the following weeks was like, why didn't I have premium for ever now? Craig Simmons is also building a VRD. Honestly, it might be one of the best first kits that you can build. There's nothing really complicated about it. It's too expensive. It's not too expensive for what it is. The whole market is too expensive. I'm not singling out the VRD. Oh yeah, Too Geek To Be Chic just mentioned no premium here, but I can avoid ads by hovering their mouse over the thumbnail. If I didn't have premium, I would. That's a hack. If that works, that's an absolute hack. Didn't the Aztec become the Equinox? Buicks are only driven by old men with hats. You're not wrong. My father-in-law is 82 years old and he drives a Buick. And it's that terrible little SUV thing. What is it?
I thought it was the Rendezvous.
No. I would remember that name. No, the Rendezvous is the big one.
Something with an E.
Buick E. Enclave?
Yeah, something like that.
Nope. No? Maybe. It's an old one. The Buick Enclave now. Ugh. God, they're ugly. I see a lot of cars on the road, and it makes me ask myself, why? Tell that truck to knock it out of reverse. It's whiteboard time. I saved a pen and then I put it away. Okay, so, all right. Here's fun with pens. Here is the property line. Here is the building that we're in right now. You are here, right? Microphone is right about here. The driveway at the neighbors goes like this. So that truck has to back down, and right now they're getting roofing, so there's a car here, and a car here, and a car here, and a car here, and a car here. So he had to back down this thing. That's why it took him 20 minutes to back down the driveway. Or he doesn't know how to drive. I don't know, one or the other. It sounds like a Home Depot. Cannot drive a Buick until you're a gray hair. Or Oldsmobile. Nowadays, probably Cadillac.
Ooh, I'm a gray hair.
Oh, hey, Chuck from Canada. Thank you. The no ads bonus. That helps cover The ads that don't get shown to people, they won't leave me alone, man. I could show you the little panel where they're like, are you sure? Are you sure you don't want to turn on mid-rolls? Are you sure? And the thing is, I had put mid-rolls, I had inserted my own mid-rolls into a couple videos before because I was like, oh, this video's an hour. I'll put it at like around the 30-minute mark or something. And then I was like, God, how mad would I be if I was like halfway through a video and there was an ad? So I stopped doing it. If you leave it up to them, if you just click mid-rolls okay, they can put ads apparently like every 9 minutes or something. No. That's why I don't do it. RBK89 is building an F10 mullet because they like mine so much. Hey, he's right here. He's right here, and I hope to, I have it right here. I splurged and got a 60, the new magnetic 60K Flash Hobby to put in there to hope to correct some of his, the older Flash Hobby, it can't throw enough to get him to full lock. It's not the horn, it's not the axle itself. The servo runs, I have the endpoints at 120, 120, and it won't throw all the way. So I'll throw this one in here, and then whatever gets built next is going to get the slightly inferior servo. That's how that's going to work. He left it in reverse and set the parking brake. No, that was, y'all remember the Beep Fest of 2023 when they were dredging out that drainage canal. And I think if the engine, it was one of these. Everybody knows what this is. If you do this motion, they know what that is. I think if the engine was on, that thing beeped. Because it beeped like 12 to 14 hours a day for almost 2 weeks.
Just to let you know where.
Beep, beep, beep. How would you... It's like people that get hit by trains. Ads are getting really long, and I suspect it's because people will skip them and they won't have to pay for the premium for people watching the whole thing. Yeah. Yeah, I remember one of the... I was watching a video before the premium days. We were watching YouTube on the TV, and an ad popped up, and it said eligible to skip in X number of seconds. And when we got to the X number of seconds, you looked down in the other corner, what would be down over here, and it showed the time remaining on that ad. That ad was 24 minutes long.
Not an ad.
That's a show. That's an infomercial. Who's watching a 24-minute ad? No one. No one. I work near Tesla. Cybertruck drives out past a 57 Chevy. That was the sight. Did you feel like you were in some sort of impossible cyberpunkian hellscape because there's a car from 70 years ago driving past a car that probably never should have existed? Who have you got there? That's the blind dude over there. Yep. Craig Simmons is 100% right. Everything is designed by a wind tunnel now. Yeah. Have you posted on a link? Have you posted a link on the kitchen scale from Amazon? No, but I can. No, but I can. I'll throw it in here now, and then if you can remind me again where you'd like to see it, I can show you. I'm also curious. I bought mine. How far back am I going to have to go? I probably should have searched for kitchen, because Scale brought back like 90 results, because in the keywords for all the crawler parts is the word scale. And I bought I'm only back to April of 2023. There we are. Vont Milo, April of 2023. That's my second set. Currently unavailable. Sweet. Oh, but these are the exact same scale, but these have a different name. So, oh yeah. Yeah, that's the same scale. These are Soyok. And we'll copy that. I also still need to figure out how to make moderators for both this and Discord. We'll get to that. Beep. Boop. $7. $7 a pop. What happened to colors? Oh man, I was just complaining to my kid about this. We'll pull up, so we're waiting to get on the freeway, and we pull up and the stoplight's red, and there's all the cars, and I go, white car, 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 silver car, white car, white. And that's what it is. It's silver, black, and white, occasionally red, rarely a blue. If you see a yellow or a green car out on the road, you're like, what? What? Why? What? Yeah, I mean, I get it from a manufacturing perspective. As Henry Ford said, you can have any color you want as long as it's white. My greatest fear when on a bike was getting taken out by a retiree in a Buick Grand Lobotomite. For me, it was never the old cars with the old people. It was Priuses, which now would be replaced rather quickly by Teslas, because those people ain't trying. And I know I don't want this to sound stereotypical, but the most scary cars on the road every time were Nissans. Nissan Altimas and Maximas. In virtually every time I had a near miss from a car, it was a Nissan or a Prius. But the Priuses seemed like they're just not paying attention. The Nissans, it always kind of felt personal. Like the close pass, they would come in at you, this is me, and the car comes in, like when a Prius comes close, it goes, huh, and they correct back, right? The Nissan goes, and then moves back over. So I always felt like they were close dusting me on purpose. Where is it? Okay. Do you have the new Endura S5 XHX pins yet? I'm just building them ready for filming later next week. These things are sticky. Here they are. And you will notice they're dusty. So they might have been out there. They might have already been out there. Who knows?
Why don't you point out how they spell it? SXHS.
Make sure to report ads that you don't like. I didn't know you could do that. Have you tried the diodes to help save your direct power servos? Here they are. Here they are, still in the plastic. Here's why. In betwixt when we spoke about this last and now, I haven't driven a single vehicle fitted with a direct power servo and a Rhino. It's just been Fusion dudes. So I haven't needed one. The way I think I'm going to do it is when that dude comes up to be driven, I will install his jobby and then he will go on his way. But I sitting here trying to think who needs one, I can't even remember. Have you tried the diodes? Ads every 5 minutes. I got an RC6GS from AliExpress. Hopefully I can try it tomorrow. It is. Yeah, RC6GS. Do you get money when ads play on your stream? I don't know. Do ads play on the stream? Because if they do, I can't see them. Do they like play at the bottom? Do they play on the side? I don't. All I can see is what my camera's seeing. I don't have a pane that shows me what you see. So, but if there are ads in the stream, you can't enable monetization on a stream until after the stream is over. So I genuinely don't know. Like if an ad were playing right now, I don't know if I see any of those nickels and dimes. I don't know. Those magnetic servos don't work with Spectrum receivers. That doesn't surprise me. Oh, Simon Kabaki asks, what is a magnetic servo? Okay. Did I leave it in him?
Yep.
Okay. So they have inside here, there's a little chief. There's a little guy. And the little guy tells the servo, is letting the motor know when the servo is centered. And you've got an analog potentiometer, you've got a digital potentiometer, and then you've got a magnetic potentiometer. So you'll have servos like, I've got a couple 50 kgs that have seen a lot of stuff. That 50 kg that isn't, I can just do this. So the 50 kg that is in him has got a little bit of what I call servo MS. It gets a little twitch like that, because what happens is the potentiometer is getting less good at holding center. It's forgetting where that center is. The magnetic potentiometers, in theory, should last a lot longer doing that, because magnets, just said that weird, magnets don't need to touch each other. There's no actual parts touching. So they should be able to, the whole point of the magnetic potentiometer is keeping it centered better, longer, and should use less power. I don't know. I just know that it's usually about $5 more, so I just pay the $5 more for magnetic, because I haven't had a single magnetic potentiometer get twitchy. I've only had about, in the fleet, there's probably 3 or 4 servos that have started to get a little bit of, and like I say, the one in Toothless has been in service for a long time. Yes, I don't use Spectrum, so so it doesn't work with Spectrum receivers. I wouldn't know to find out. Use Crawler Canyon 20 on any 1.9 and 2.2 on BroarBRC Online this weekend, so he can ship out before flying off to Spain for 2 weeks. He's going to Spain, everybody. He's going to Spain. Hugo's already there, so he can tell you what it's like. White is my least favorite car color, but white is that color that no matter how dirty your car gets, it doesn't really look dirty. I drive a silver car. I had a black car, so. Have you seen the corrupt Carbon Works battle axe for the VRD? Maybe. Ford never said it at all. Everyone just thinks he did. I don't want to get it. If you're trying to Mandela affect me, all right, here we go. I'm going to full. We're going to screen share. All right, because my generation seems to be getting more Mandela. They're trying to convince us that everything we remember is wrong. With regard to the color of the Model Ts, Henry Ford is quoted for having said that any color the customer wants as long as it's black. This quote was never published in any newspaper. Rather, it appears in his co-written autobiography, My Life and Work, published in 1922. Ford recounted a sales meeting in 1909 when a salesman wanted him to add even more models. Instead, Ford stated he would build only one and remarked, "Any customer can have a car painted any color he wants, so long as it is black." He definitely said it. And okay, I gotta, look. Fruit of the Loom always had a cornucopia, and Henry Ford definitely said you can have any color you want as long as it's black. Whew, I'm all right. I brought myself back down. Have anyone here built his own links for his rig? Yeah. Several times. Let me grab. I'll show you. So Lolo is a very particular case, because very skid forward. Right? Very skid forward. So we're running real shorties up front to where I still haven't gotten a drive shaft. That's a 2 like Traxxas Rustler drive shafts mated together to get something short enough, because the shaft has too much collapse in it and it won't work with one of these. It'll fall apart. So I made the lower links for this. I didn't have to make the uppers yet, but I should, because at full squish, I had the rear end kick over too far, and the drive shaft bit into the upper link, like it bit it. So when I made these are just made with 4mm, no, these are 5mm, with 5mm rod, right? So for this particular type, what I do is, this is kind of the easier way. You have 2 ways of doing it. You can either make a link like this out of the material of your choice, drill it for 4mm, and just use big set screws to attach your ends. It makes it a little trickier to bend. I recommend using heat to bend and not using aluminum. So if you're doing it as steel, it's not as much of a problem. This is threaded. I threaded the ends of these, and This is more advanced stuff here because to get that bend equal on both where I want it, I have to reduce the end down so that I can thread it. I thread the short end, get my bend, then I have the big overly long piece, and then I get the length because I'll use a straight link to get the size that I want. So this is a 5mm. I just remembered who has the 4mm. So using 4mm is a lot easier. And honestly, so I did uppers and lowers here. The bending these is far easier. So you can see the little discoloration from the heat to bind them. He's got the same situation going on where he's very skid forward. So he needed really long rear links. And this is the only time that I tend to make links is when there's nothing available or off the shelf to build them out of. Then I'm going to build them. 4mm stainless steel rod. You can get like 10 packs of it on Amazon. Get some good tapping fluid. Tap one end, mount the link, or tap one end, bend it where you presume your bend needs to go. Insert the end, put it in place on the vehicle, get your pumpkin to the right angle, see where the rod end, like have the rod end installed here, and then just line it up and go and make a mark with a Sharpie. Be like, okay, there's where the threads need to go. Cut it off with enough, run some threads and put them together. It's another thing that, much like everything else in life, the more you do it, the easier it gets. I knocked these out fairly quickly, and this was the first, he was the experiment of just using 4mm rod instead of reducing down 5mm or using tube, and this is so much easier. And if he bends one in the future, then we will know that that experiment has come to an end. So I'm finally doing my Zoko element. Should I do XF or Stealth X? You have to do Stealth X. Because the bottom of the XF, the skid is actually the bottom of the gearbox. So you can't kick it. It'll put the motor way down in an angle. You have to, wait, where did it go? Oh, I'm way behind again. Oh my God. I'm so far behind. No ads on any stream yet. You have to enable the ads for it to happen during streams. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. How is it direct power servos that are affected? Feel it would be the other way around, if at all. Yeah, right? I don't understand. So their claim is that the servo, because like in some rigs, that you usually need something that has an LED on it. Like if there's an LED on the speed control and it's powered down, you can go like this and make the LED flicker. So they're saying that there's like a back voltage coming back from the servo and it's somehow unregulated and it's burning out the speed controls. The thing about it is, it was never happening until just all of a sudden. Like over the past maybe year, speed controls have been dying from the servos. And maybe it is the servos. Maybe the servos are too big and too powerful and the motors are pushing too much back wave voltage or whatever they're calling it. I don't know. Yeah, HVO23. Yeah, just measure them constantly and compare each pair after you finish them. Yeah, there you go. All thread is also an option. 99% of the cars in India are white. 99% of the cars in California are white, I think. Luckily got links that fit, but I want to make them from 316 certified high pressure pipes. Do all VFD twin kits come with centered gears? As far as I know, yes. Except for the, yes, twins, yes, all the twins. The VFD and the VRD is the only one that has the lightened gears.
I thought the Phoenix had machine gears.
Oh, I mistakenly called Mr. Spain by his name. That's my, it won't happen again. Mr. Spain is Mr. Spain. It was in my head, Mr. Spain, it was in my head because it's up at the top of, because your email address, up at the top, whenever I click on the share, you come up in the list of people that can like share, and there it is. It's like your whole name is your email address. So I see it regularly because I've been updating the springs and whatnot. Because how productive was I this morning? Look at this. Look at this. I collated and labeled all of my little mini springs. So I was adding the missing ones. I got a couple of the missing ones on the list, I think. Can you compare high clearance links, whether it makes a difference if the bend is towards the transmission or with the bend towards the pumpkin? You could use the twins basically, which so I have tested this informally, just not on a video. You will notice that every vehicle that you will see here has the high clearance kick is over here at the back. And there's a reason for that. Because if you put the kick here, it kicks the link up too high. And what happens is when you're going over a rock, pretend this is a rock, you're going over a rock, you get stuck in a pocket right here before the wheel can get to the object. What you're looking for here is for the link to continue in a line from the skid so that when you're passing over something, you slide, and then when you would start to get stuck, the tire can grab and go over it. So I have yet to find an instance where the link mounted the other way with the short leg at the front would work. Because it needs the short leg basically needs to be back in the realm of the tire to help you get over the obstacle. In my observations. What is happening when the direct power service is dying on AM32? Dalton Paxton, mine fell into a crack and stopped working. I was running a Flash Hobby. No, I was running this NSDRC RS500 on a old AG Innovations Ninja, which goes back a ways. They don't make those anymore. And in yellow, and he fell this way, and his wheels went zip, and that was it. It was just dead instantly. That combo had run together for a year and a half, and then there were no symptoms. It was a servo, and then it wasn't. Instantly. Just instantly dead. So I have no idea. So there it is in my head. Yellow is one that needs it, I guess. How about a link for those direct-powered servo diodes? I can do that. If I can find it. There we are. And copy. And back to OBS. Diode. Have I ever been to the Henry Ford Museum? I don't know if I've ever been to Michigan. It doesn't exist, so I don't know if I've ever been there. Oh, so I might have been talking to no one because as I'm scrolling down trying to catch up with the chat, HVO230 said he was already leaving. I had a Reefs Power 777 die. Eesh. Craig, any suggestions to make the factory roof replacement last longer? Get one of those diodes and put it in there. It can't hurt. And if the servo does die with that diode installed, start yelling. Just start yelling. Ooh, Lee Jordan. Once he's got his Bamboo X1C, sounds expensive. Hopes to treat himself to a benchtop metal lathe. Yeah. Lathes are good. Oh, Miata Commuter, dropping 5 more. We're definitely making more on memberships and ads now. He invented the 5-day work week and gave his workers the weekends to spend with their family, unintentionally creating the middle class. Yeah. He also stuck us with Phillips head screws, though. So it's not all upsides. Try to make your own adjustable link soon. Heck yeah. Oh, also, if you do the type where you take if you go with like 6mm rod and you drill them and use the set screws, you can make those a lot more adjustable because you can put spacers over the 4mm set screws and really adjust your length in like increments of millimeters. Not just, aside from just like changing your rod ends. I've machined links down in the drill press for threading. Yeah, the drill press is just a lathe that goes this way. Well, or the lathe is just a drill press that goes this way and spins the workpiece rather than the bit. It's a backwards drill press that's laying on its side. That makes all the sense in the world. Delrin rod, long M4 set screws, and M4 rod ends are my link making go-tos. Yeah, let's see here. Are there any in here? Yeah. That's a Delrin one that I made. Delrin uppers are great because that legit, like this is 2 grams. Now, the set screws are going to bring the weight back down again, but it's definitely lighter than aluminum and significantly lighter than steel, and Delrin rod is dirt cheap. Simon's next car will be brightly colored and non-metallic. I wish, but I drive a silver car. What was your first crawler? If that is directed at me and not just the group as a whole, it was a TRX-4 Defender. It's now Jolly Green. It bears no resemblance. Joe Rogaine is new to the channel. It's amazing how much info is shared here. That's what we're going for. Oh, it just bumped. It just jumped. I've been running direct power servos with AM32s for a couple of years and nothing's blown up yet. Miata Commuter, 100%. I've never run any diode. Virtually every AM32 I have, save for now a couple of the Rhino V80s, are on direct power servos. We've got a Rhino V80. That should be a flat. Oh, that's an AGFRC. So direct power servo. Never had a problem. Not one. And then just all of a sudden, things are exploding. Have you been to the Peterson Car Museum? I have not. I was watching this while waiting at the hospital. I was that guy without earbuds. Got some interesting looks. Have you crawled in Mentone Beach? I've ridden my bike there. But no, I have not crawled there. It's sand and river rock, so it would really be trailing. It would be a good trail, though. It's got to be the right time of year, because out there right now, you would die. Or your batteries would explode, and you'd have to carry your dead rig home. But I've definitely thought about it. Like when the rain builds up at the beach, and you get the ponds out there, it'd be a nice little place to go drive around. I just haven't gotten myself to leave the yard. Can I use acrylic paint for the interior on my Phoenix? I have heard about people using acrylic paint directly on Lexan, but I've never done it. You either want to take, this is what I do. So by me, you. I take either Tamiya PS55 matte clear. I either take matte clear or I take Duplicolor vinyl and fabric clear. Paint it with that first, and then I know from experience you can use whatever paint you want on that interior and it'll stick. This interior, I don't know how well we can see it through the windows. Not super well. Most of this interior was painted with a brush using these, like this stuff. The Folk Art Multi-Surface. It's what I do most of my interiors with. Do a base coat of a paint that is polycarbonate friendly, and then just paint it by hand. What about Robertson screws? Square drive is the best. Okay, T25 Torx might be the best, but square drive is fantastic. I'm a woodworker, so I'm a Craig guy. So we use a lot of square drive screws. This whole apparatus up here is entirely Craiged down. Is all Craig screws to attach the pieces together. So square drive all day. Can you explain the servo diode thing you mentioned? It's apparently supposed to stop back wave voltage or whatever. Basically, think of it as stopping feedback from the servo into the speed control. Because I guess it feeds the speed control more voltage than it can handle, and then somehow that blows up the servo. I don't know. They just say that it works, and they were $4 a piece. So if it's a little bit of peace of mind, then I'll spend the $4 on it. Miata Commuter is going to wait until something blows up to add diodes. Did someone say something about a beach made of minestrone?
Ooh.
Sounds pretty good. Seven Kubaki's brother is coming to visit. He's going to take him crawling and hoping to get him hooked. One of us. If you can get him hooked, do it. I've done several bodies with acrylic airbrush paint. Just wash it properly, scuff it a bit, and then airbrush works awesome. Yeah. Bror, from what I understand, the Proline paints are this. They're just this. Like, they're not even a different version of this. They're just this. So, yeah. I should, had I the gumption, I should get an airbrush out, thin some of that down, and I've got, like, all over the place around here, I've got little scraps of Lexan. I should just scuff it down and then give it the scratch test and see how it does. Nothing, and here's why I don't. Because vinyl and fabric paint works so good. And you can paint 3 bodies from one can. From one $13 can, you can paint 3 bodies. So that's what lowers my motivation. But should I want to paint other colors? Isn't it just AM32 in combination with Reef's NSDRC direct power servos on 4S? My RS500 blew up on 3S. So there's that. McMaster has 1/4-inch OD thick wall tubes that make good links. Still have to drill out the tap size, but it really streamlines the process. They have appropriate sizes for 3/16 OD MD3 as well. Yeah. McMaster got everything. That Schottky diode is 40 volt 4 amp, kind of low for a hungry servo. The one linked is ugly. It's not really something I've ever really worried about. I've been using airbrush paints on my Lexan stuff. Yeah, most bodies will do fine regardless of what they're painted with. And then I see somebody land it just right. It comes down like that. Bow. Lands. And when they land, it just goes out in an explosion pattern and the paint is just gone from that whole area. Because most plastics don't behave the way that Lexan behaves. At least it will take paint. Like HDPE and UHMW and all those, they don't take paint at all. You just can't paint them. You can't paint Delrin. Nothing will stick to it. And this does a great job of trying to make nothing stick to it. Yeah, and also, that's the thing. You just do a base coat of matte clear, and then you don't have any worries. It's not going to chip. It'll scratch because you can scratch it, like how this gets weathering on top of the weathering, but it's not going to chip. And it's the chips. A diode only lets electricity flow one way through it, thus sending any feedback, in theory. Yeah, I just don't understand how the voltage is going from the battery. Okay, it's direct power. That's how. Yeah. It's getting battery voltage directly in. Yeah. So it's stopping voltage from going out of the servo in. But how does it though? I don't understand how those things are going to work, because a direct power servo doesn't have a power line going from the servo to the receiver to the speed control. It gets its power directly from the battery. So is it returning voltage to the battery and then the battery is sending I don't know. Hobbynox airbrush paint. Acrylic art paints. Thin it down with tap water. What about Tester's model paint? I know for a fact Tester's model paint doesn't work because it's enamel. Now, if you do a base of either PS55 or vinyl and fabric, then yes, you can use the enamels. Now, enamels will sometimes do a crazy crinkly, wrinkly thing because they will react with what's under them or they will react with what's on top of them. But you should be able to get away with enamel over a base of polycarbonate specific. I put 18 volt killed an RS700 and a couple batteries. They warranted it, but now I'm going to try again. I thought it was the low model batteries that were causing the servo frying issue. Yeah, and mine went on a 2200, a 2200 3S. So every time somebody says, oh, it was this or that or this, I'm like, that wasn't the thing I was doing at the time. And if another one fries, I mean, we'll go from there. We're definitely going to put diodes on things that have like RS700s and RS800s because that hurts. I replaced that RS500 same day. Are the wheels for the 10 Pro? No, these wheels are for we're not putting the 10 Pro on some Class 1 pivots. The 10 Pro is just sitting on whatever was on the rack at the time. When the paint flakes off, just add more of a different color. I like that. The first body I ever painted, I used normal model spray paint. Yee. Diodes are a one-way valve for electricity. That sounds about right. I've had that happen to my Dingo body when I used Krylon spray paint. Yeah, when people see Krylon Fusion for plastic, which if you were to take one of those, the ubiquitous, they occur everywhere, white plastic outdoor chairs that people buy to put near the pool, you can paint one of those with Krylon Fusion, and that chair is now that color forever. But those chairs are usually PVC, and you can paint PVC. You put Fusion on PVC, it etches into it. Polycarbonate is not plastic the way PVC and ABS are plastic. It is a whole different thing, and it doesn't want to be painted. So we get lucky. Oh no, those are both Tamiya's. So, okay. So this is Tamiya. This is Tamiya, I think, Brilliant Blue. I want to say PS30. I went with a little bit lighter blue. This is, I want to say this is just red. This is Tamiya Red. It's red. It looks like it's red. And this is Duplicolor Vinyl and Fabric White. Is it me, or does the white seem more, like, more blinding? And I always back my white with silver before I put the black on the inside. But this is all vinyl and fabric, as a matter of fact. This is vinyl and fabric black. This is vinyl and fabric black. Look, that's a nice satin. It's just great. I try to paint as many bodies as I can with that stuff because it's cheaper and the cans last a really long way. Oh, hey, I've made it to the bottom. Which direction did you mount the XHX pin? Oh. Okay. So this is the XH. Wait, let's see if Cam 2 is a little brighter. There's a little washout this way. Okay, so here's the XHX pin this way, and here's the XHX pin this way. And if anybody tells you there's any directionality to this tire whatsoever, I want you to take them outside and I want you to fight them. Just fight them. Don't even tell them why you're fighting them. Just grab them and just start wrestling. Knock them down in the grass if you can so they're itchy afterwards. Just fight them. Red Cat is a thing that exists in my life, and I managed to strong arm my way through it. But have you tried mounting that tire backwards? Is really, I love the content, guys, but I have never found a tire that works better backwards ever in my entire life. There are maybe 2 or 3 exceptions where this is a tusk forward. This shape runs forward, which would make this a tusk backwards. See how that point aims away like that? On the Phoenix here that are running on VFD twins, I run them like this. So this is the front tire and this is the back tire. Why? It makes dig work better. Other than that, run them in the dirt. Like if you were to take these, which go this way, and run them this way, they're going to be worse. They just are. And if you get, and the more pronounced the lug gets, Canyon Trails, Baja Pro X, the more pronounced that lug gets, the worse it's going to get. Like a guy swore up and down when I first got the first SE, this is how pin seekers run, and you can tell this is the way pin seekers run because see how it says ERC on there? So he swore that running backwards was better. They were horrible. They were impossibly bad. Like, it ruined that tire. That's not a very good tire. It's okay. But it was awful when run backwards. I think the voltage spike comes from when you spin up the motor, then suddenly stop. So is the voltage spike from the motor? So the motor is killing the servo. All right. I had an MST, had an AliExpress body with Rust-Oleum, then reinforced it with Shugu right after, and it lifted the paint, leaving a cool effect. Yeah, Tranquish's body has a cool marble effect to it that was completely accidental because I couldn't get the Mission Models paint to work correctly. So it was just going in like soup. So it went in like soup, and I dried it with a heat gun. Small 4S packs, 1,000 milliamp and under. I think spike was coming from the ESC control wire and not being stopped. Okay. A light coat of white shellac would be a great base coat for adhesion. I don't think the shellac is going to stick to the Lexan. I've got shellac right over here. I got some shellac. I've woodworkered before. I wanted to say woodworked before, but I've woodworkered before. Woodworkering is a phrase that we use around here regularly. Woodworkering, you can adopt this and employ it in your own lives. Woodworkering is when you have an opening of X size. This has been woodworkered because this block fits only by tension. So we've woodworkered that in there. But what will happen is we will woodworker something where this isn't foam, this is wood, and this is also wood. So our opening is 9 inches, and we will cut this piece to 9 inches and then try to hammer it in there in 0 tolerance. It's really fun when you're building in like furniture and you have a 48-inch opening and you build a 48-inch thing and then find out that the surface actually goes like this. So it's 48 here, but it ain't 48 here. And then you're using dead blow hammers to install a dresser. Ultimately, the ground is the only common connection between everything, yes. Hence the possibility of backfeeding through the ground circuit. So is the diode on the ground, I'm going to guess? Mad Scientist and Makers painted their junior mortician, duplicolored vinyl fabric and white. Excellent. Does automotive paint work? Some of the new colors are spicy. If you have PS55 or polycarbonate specific under it, you can use whatever you want. Diode stops the backfeed. It's starting to get too much like math. The bogger needs every other tread cut off, the small ones. No. The servo just blew up. Those failures are from subpar components and bad design. You got what, Bob? Double Bob? You got to watch out. You got to watch out. There's some people that take their Reef servos and their NSDRC servos very seriously. Very seriously. For me, a servo is a servo. As long as it does the thing, it doesn't cost too much money, then we're good to go. I would prefer if they did not explode randomly of their own accord, but as long as they do the thing. Oh, HVTO3 is back. You got to scroll back up a long ways to find out all of the things I said about you while you were gone. This thing is very dusty. Remember putting a diode on brush motors with forward-only ESCs. I remember having to have the little, are they capacitors? The little round capacitor that had to be soldered like from one terminal to the body. I don't know what those were for. But I do remember that. Yeah, I mean, Jugs, here's the thing. Any servo you buy that's from a reputable brand, if you buy an EcoPower, if you buy a ProTech or a Futaba or a Hitech or whatever, it's never going to give you any problem. Well, it's quite likely never going to give you any problems. It's going to cost more, and it's going to give you a lot less spec for the money that you're spending, but you are buying that some assurance of durability. Yes, Mark Saxton points out, do not use Rust-Oleum with Krylon. Yeah, because one is probably a lacquer and the other one is an enamel. And when they get together, you can make your very own wrinkle finish. Or the other one is an enamel and the other is an enamel, or one is a lacquer and the other is a lacquer. And when the solvent goes down, when you spray on another coat, it melts the coat underneath it. I can't remember which one melts which. I just know that I've done it before, and I'll probably do it again. There must be a relationship with stuck tires and drone ESCs, causing voltage spikes going through the ESC and the battery to the servo. They say the smaller the battery, the higher the risk that it can't handle the spike and it hits the servo too. Anything specially important related to me to watch now? No, not really. I was just messing with you. I did say that I accidentally called you by your government name because when I'm editing, I was updating the spring information and your email address is just your name. So I keep seeing it. John Gisborne from Bavaria. Bavaria. There we go. And yes, that is a Daisy Duke in there. I'm gonna see if I can heat gun her appropriately. Her arms and legs and stuff do not bend in any way. So we will see if we can get her configured there. Those tires, yeah. I mean, I still stand by. If you're looking to go all in, and you're looking for Class 1 leaf sprung, you could definitely do worse. There we go. Yeah. Look at that. Look at them wheels, though. Them wheels, though. And SDRC says no problem with surface ESCs. It's only drone ESCs. Rust-Oleum 2X is acrylic. Yeah, that could be true. It could be true. I was using Rust-Oleum, the one with the 5-way nozzle, and whatever that is, it's the throwback paint. It takes like at least 24 hours to dry all the way. Yeah, Daisy Duke definitely got dextered. She's still sealed in her plastic bag. This is a wood shop. It is very, I'm holding my hand up to the camera that's not on. It's very dusty out here. I was woodworking yesterday. Put a flat clear on the Jeep. Yeah, the Jeep is not done. I didn't know if the decals were done. And now it's just been sitting over there. Because like the windshield, you just flex these out and you can just pop the windshield off. But yeah, I was going to flat clear over it. Hey, Jamie Parker 27's here. That's a sweet package. Did I miss something? No, I don't think so. Yeah, a bunch of people talking about diodes. We almost started to talk about math. What do you think of Irwin's work on the list? Yeah, I use that spring calculator all the time. The spring laydown thing? Yeah. Rust-Oleum 2X has a 0-way nozzle. Listen, I think I still have one in here, unless I left it outside. I left it outside. Okay, I've gone through 2 cans of the charcoal 2X with the click, 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 click. You know what? Maybe because I never had to put it away, I was using full cans, so they never had a chance to get clogged up. But number 2 on that nozzle worked great. That's what I painted the whole first aid station with. I made a stand for the bucket chair so it can hang on the wall. I painted it with that. I don't have any problems with those 5-way nozzles. They haven't led me astray yet. Is it my favorite? No, But, oh, I do remember this. If we want to pile on, if we want to yell at Rust-Oleum, anybody who tries to convince me that this nozzle isn't the worst spray nozzle in the world, I'll fight you. I'll fight you about it. Look where your finger is when you spray it. Whatever the color is, this is like dark steel. That's the color of these two fingers when you're done painting. Every time. The gold, I have a can of the gold. The paint is all the way down the front of the can. These drip and dribble, like you can see just how much. Horrible. These are, oh. RC Crawling Addict says, wear gloves. You've never used these. The paint drizzles down, gets all over the glove. Now your hand is stuck to the can, and now anything you touch, you're going to leave little speckles of that color of paint on. This is like a can of anti-seize. It will get everywhere, but it still works, and it's about half full, so you know I'm not throwing it away. Yeah, the gold was the pure gold. This is what the front of the cans usually look like, as it just oozes down the front of the can. There's gold paint all over this thing, but it's about half full and it still works. Is that a hard body Jeep? No, this is Lexan. It's not even very heavy. It's pretty nice. If y'all start talking about math, I'm out. If y'all start talking about math, I'm out. Well, at least mentally. Those nozzles are awful too. Yeah, that's fair. Here's the thing. Why do they keep having to try to innovate? You know what works great? These little blue ones, these little blue boys. Do these work? All the time. They just work. This can's got that much in the bottom and I won't throw it away. And when I do throw it away, I'll keep the nozzle. Because these nozzles work. Just make these. Oh, no. Crawler Canyon. Hustlers inbound from Hong Kong. They're still not a good value at $19 a pair, but I do need to know if they're better inside out. Oh, another. So what is the nozzle? So I don't know what. I mean, these paints always strike me as Tagger cans, but the Iron Lake, these nozzles are great. These work really good. I feel like I'm doing something illegal whenever I pick up these cans of paint. That's Zorana's Floral Pink. But this stuff is great. And believe it or else, in California, these are $6.99 a can. To some, that might mean a lot. Californians will be like, what? For a whole can? For frame of reference, the little can of PS55 Tamiya are usually $10 a can. For the 100 mil can, and this is a 312 G can. So 312 mil for $7 versus 100 mil for $10. What did I miss? As the title says, is a rig leaving the canyon today? 100%. Where are you supposed to put the diode on? Most everybody is going to have a JST coming off the battery plug and going to the servo. You just put it in line on that JST. I haven't even opened the package, but just looking at the picture of it is still up here in the frame. Yeah, and whoever said they were ugly is 100% right. I will probably just put some heat shrink over it so that I don't notice it. This rig lives in like garage F, which is way over here. I can't complain about having to walk too far inside my own building. And I'm back. I can get a normal can for €3 and a big one for €4 to €5. Not the base, but it's an amazing price. It doesn't matter. I don't know what a euro is.
$1.50.
Seeing that paint can reminded me, what's the deal with petrol gas can nozzles in America? In UK, we just removed the cap and pour. Oh, it's going to destroy the environment because the gas fumes are going to come out. Luckily, we can still get a thing called, I think it's called a safe SAF-T-can, which is a metal can that you pull a handle and it has a plastic spout and you pour gas out of it and it'll last forever. And you can still buy them and they will still ship them to you in California. I think because they're metal and they have the way the cap seals, we're still allowed to buy them. It's the only gas can I will use. All of the other gas cans in California are are bureaucratically designed nightmare, and I hate them. Where you got to like squeeze and pull and then try to hold the weight of 5 gallons of gas in one hand. No. Yeah, very California. Tamiya paint is $15 right now for 100 mil. And I don't know what an inch is. Suffer with me. It's about that big. Wait, let's see. Okay, I was a little over. There we go. I was over it. 25.4 millimeters. Come on. €1 is $1.07. You son of a bitch. 3.25 for a can of paint? Now I'm mad. Do you use thumb or index finger to spray? You know what? Depending on how long I'm spraying, I use all 3 of these. I will go this one, and this one. And then if I'm trying to spray paint something stupid, Eagle, yes. If I'm trying to spray paint something stupid like the side of a building, I'll clip one of those can guns onto the top of it and do the 2-finger pull on it. Yeah, that's how I do that. Jay Leeson is going to bed. When I win something, let me know. We will do that. Yeah, 2.5 centimeters is an inch. Is there a Tamiya clear equivalent in Rust-Oleum Ultra? I don't know about Rust-Oleum Ultra. In Vinyl and Clear there is. Yeah, it's just called Gloss Clear. Yeah, any auto parts store will get it. We'll get it for you. But those are my only 2 for sure choices for base coat. Yeah. Oh, I haven't put this away. Which truck has a proud new owner? Oh, we haven't given anything away yet. Not yet. It's time enough. It's time enough. So, what I've concluded is, I need space. Have I ever used Tester's Extreme Lacquer? No, I haven't. I'm trying to remember the last time I used, like, other than Tamiya PSTS, I'm trying to remember the last time I used, like, hobby-specific paint. And the only one I can think of is I used some Revell Aqua Color to paint the rims on the Banana. That's the last thing I remember. I already have the cheap paint, just need to search for polycarbonate clear. Yeah. Tamiya PS55 is probably going to be your best bet. I know Irwin was trying to find the vinyl and fabric or whatever the European equivalent is of the Duplicolor vinyl and fabric. I don't know if you guys can get it. But if you can, 1 can of it will, because you're just doing that base, it will last you forever. Forever. You just need to do 1 coat. It's just something for the paint to stick to. So, here's the deal. I need to make room, and there are things that, over there, she's right there. Don't ever forget. She's always looking down on us. She's always watching. Or looking up, I guess. She's like 4'10". So she's looking at us from a different plane. So about, oh man, I don't know. It was a sale, so it was probably towards the beginning of the year. It was very early in the year. And I ordered one of these because it was on sale. And I ordered it for a specific reason. And my specific reason was because it was my hope and intention to take this which is the 1/6 scale Suzuki Jimny. It's the Golden Nugget, man. Paint it gold. Was to make this into the Jeep. Because I have a 1941 Willys MB, just the body. And I was like, what I can do is I can be super lazy. I mean, you can see it's even the same wheels and tires. It's the same wheels and tires. So I did not do my due diligence. And I ordered this. The seats are like rubbery fabric over a frame. I think the back opens. If the tailgate opens, I don't know how. I don't want to mess with it. This was, I mean, look at the detail on the dash. Of course, it has the powered steering wheel. It's got the full pedals. It's got all the stuff. It is. I bought it because it's Leaf, and I was like, oh, I can make a Leafer Jeep, and it's an FMS under an FMS. Bish bosh, Bob's your uncle. Jimny. All the electronics live up in here. Your battery goes right in there. Look at that rat's nest. And they have to live up in there because it is it's 14 screws to take the body off of the chassis. It also has, now prepare yourself. There's the suspension travel. This is a skateboard. The rear has a little worse, maybe. Like, we might have 10 millimeters. We might have 10 millimeters of flex there. So I got the Willys MB body out, and I went to line it up, and the front grille of the Willys is right about here. So, yeah, too geek to be chic. I wonder if the MB scalar body would fit on that. Not even close. The 1941 Willys body ends here. The entire steering servo is in front of the body. So I don't want to. And also the infamous, count them with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 leafs on either side. So you're going to have to take this thing apart and take most of the leaf stack out and be like most of the FMS, the shocks mount. Look at these. Look at these little. So there's your total. There's your net suspension travel. You're going to have to take like half the leaves out. You want this because it's amazing looking. Like this is, again, the whole G.I. Joe thing is happening all over again. There's work that needs to be done. I can't get this to fit the MB scalar, the 1941. So I'm going to end up having to build something bespoke for the MB. So I'm not going to have time to work on this. So, as someone said, this is a 10th scale house. I'll allow it. This I allow, though, because
Oversized is better than undersized.
it's got a 13.25-inch wheelbase, which is 335. We can live with 335. This thing has the... Seriously, this is not a rock crawler. If you can make it into a rock crawler, you have truly done something. But I'm not sure that this thing has 20 millimeters of ground clearance total. Like, I can barely fit my hand under here. I don't even know if you could slide one of these tires under the... Nope. You can't get that under the pumpkin. So that's the amount of clearance we're talking about. But, counterpoint. It also has the roll bar for the back rearview mirrors. Like I say, I have not the time. No, it didn't pass. It didn't spark enough joy in me to do the work on this to get it to something that I would enjoy using on a regular basis. So, as such, it's not optional, it's mandatory. One of y'all is going to have to take it and And you people of the chat, you're going to have to figure out who that is. It's up to all of you. You're going to have to say, I think so and so should have it. And I knew. Here's the deal. I knew. As soon as I pulled it out of the cardboard box, I knew, because it comes in this little cooler. Right? This is how cool FMS are. They know you're going out on the trail, so the whole rig just plonks in here, and then the radio goes like that. This box is notably smaller than the box that just the Jeep body comes in. So I was like, oh no, that's not going to work. But I was hoping that the wheelbase would at least be close, or the rails would be close, but they are not. They're not. You should assign anyone who wants it a number and then use a random number generator to choose. Although last week's altruistic giveaway was the best live YouTube I've seen for a while. I think Mike Cross should have it. The problem is, Mike Cross, it would cost more to send this to the mythical land of Dragon Eggs and LC80s than I paid for it. And I'm pretty confident in that. Yeah, they did a, the level of detail on it is very nearly to the level of the detail that's on the 12th scale modern Jimny. Like, it is, when I did this, I was like, oh, that's super cool. When I did that, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to replace this body with the other body. And the seats, they're like, the fabric-y seats, they're rubbery, but you get what I'm saying. They're soft. But I can't see myself putting it into like doing all the work. I can't see myself doing all the work. And I do have a computer here, so you know what? I can actually find out. We can find out. I will send it wherever, but you know, within reason. So we're looking at about a foot by about 26 by about 10. And this is in grams, isn't it? No, it's in pounds. Nice. £9 in the box. We'll call it 10 to be safe because it's got a cardboard box that goes around the outside of it. You know what? I should write that down. My dad has a later generation Suzuki with a Suzuki SD410, so someday I'd like to buy this one or an actual SD410. There's no need to make mods, just a sticker on the door. Should go to an old person. Last week was someone's kid. This should be someone's grandpa. Ha ha ha! Send it out here. Not that far. Shipping won't be bad. Yeah. Yeah. Send it out to Vegas. Yeah, that would not cost much at all. 26 by, let's see, 10? By 12 by 10? Yeah. 26 by 12 by 10. 10 LBs. Need to keep that as a note. Were there nitro-powered crawlers back in the day? Apparently, scale rock crawling started after 2000. So, I don't think so. I can't say for sure. I started rock crawling in like 2020. currently driving a Suzuki wagon. I'm guessing between Andre and Borg's kid. Can I send one to have you look at it and then send it back? Organized chaos. Yeah, I do that. I do that fairly routinely. People send in rigs. There's well, on the other side of the tire wall here, there's a section called Visitors Garage. So it's routinely full of vehicles. Give it to someone that you don't like. That thing looks like a nightmare. It won't do much and you'll cry when you break it. Of all that, so I've got an Atlas and I've got a Scalar here. The Scalar is nowhere near what I would classify as a capable crawler. But my God, is it fun. It is smiles for miles driving that thing. And I think this will excite the same feelings in someone. It is, watch it, because they're so scale. You get yourself a G.I. Joe or some other 12-inch figure and you put it in there, and all of a sudden you're 12 years old yet. And you feel fantastic. You're like, this was a childhood dream realized, even if I didn't realize that I was having that childhood dream. Andre did give me a membership and can't vote for himself, so I'd vote for him. And I'll, you know what? I'll look it up. I have sent him. I think I sent him some stickers and like I've sent him some wheels before. I've sent him like wheels and tires. I want to say it was like $20 to send a set of like Class 1 tires. So I can't imagine 26 by 12 by 10 at 10 pounds. My guess is going to be like $80 to $100. RC Family didn't become a dad until he was 52. That's mental. It needs and it came from the workbench, then do the giveaway. Like I said, don't send it to me. You'll have to give back to J.A. Joe. I'll put him right in there, right in the driver's seat. I'm looking at the upcoming, like what builds are coming, what series are going, and it will just sit here in that box, taking up space for another year, could be a year, because my intention was to do a whole series with converting the MB over, because I want to do one of those capable, like those Germans have got those super capable, they take those scalars and they work them all up and they put them on AR-60s and stuff. I want to build something like that. I also, let's not forget, I have that killer body, hard body. I've got a VRD coming. I've got too many unfinished rigs to mention. It just doesn't have a place. And after tires have been sitting here too long on the tire rack, I give them away. If rigs are sitting too long, this thing has never touched the ground, has never had a battery plugged in. So it would be better somewhere in a happy home, I won't, and here's another one. I won't feel anything when it's gone. I've had no opportunity to get attached to it. If it was an MB Scalar, I would be like, oh, I don't know. There's something that like this looks super cool, but it doesn't tickle the same way that the MB Scalar did for me. So, and I have an MB Scalar. Someone was kind enough to send me an MB Scalar, and it's still sitting there in a box, and the intention was to mish the mash, but as that cannot be done. I would love the veteran idea, but Gary P. I don't have a clear line to like veterans. Where to send that? Like, I don't want to be like, so who out there is a veteran? Just who out there has a good home for it? If there's a veteran that wants it, then yeah. I mean, I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed to sending it anywhere. Just, embrace realities with me. Shipping for the average dude is murder. I'm holding out for the red cat. I actually like the looks of the TC8. Ugh. Oh, Ben, Mr. Webby, or is your father Mr. Webby? I want to build you can find YouTube videos of it and Insta Reels of it. Dudes over in Germany take these MB Scalar bodies and put big old AR-60 axles under them, and they look amazing. And that's what I want to turn into a monster. So I want to build my own full custom chassis, that whole thing. What about that veteran RC charity? That's why we need Curtis, the guy who paints the body guy needs to be in the chat, because he does stuff for that. He's painted bodies for 11 Charlie before. Oh, I'm a part of Operation 11 Charlie. So we can find a good home for it. All right. Yeah. Okay. That works for me. That works for me. It's depending on your location, that will work out for all of us even better. So I guess we're gonna do this on the. Oh wait, Gary P is 70 years old and just getting into crawling. Could use a crawler style truck. I think if you count reefs, they have a veteran RC charity. The 11 Charlie thing, I would be absolutely fine with. I'm absolutely fine as long as it's going to a good home. Oh, by the way, the two from last week will both be arriving at their new homes tomorrow, because that is the speed at which the U.S. Postal Service is moving lately. We did have the holiday in the middle of the week. That might have slowed things down a little bit. But the one will be arriving to the girl, the little lady who got the FCX-10. That will be arriving tomorrow. And the TRX-4 that was going to Chris will be arriving tomorrow as well. So that's not a crawler. That's true. All right. So whoever is a part, if there's someone who is a part of Operation 11 Charlie, or I mean, alternately, I can just I can contact. I know Curtis Knudsen. I've met before. He's been in my yard, so I guess that kind of counts. Him, I kind of know. I can get a hold of him and ask him where to send this, and then we'll do that. Does that sound good? Or Unknown RC will contact me and we'll do that. We'll get this hooked up through Operation 11 Charlie, and like I say, does this swivel? No, I don't want to break it. We'll send it to a good home. So many votes came up that said send it to a veteran, so I don't think we have any choice other than to send it to a veteran. Would I be interested in hosting 11 Charlie at the Canyon? Absolutely. I had one guy here. He had, I should have taken a picture of it, man. It plagues me to this day. He had a Capra axled Rock Pirates chassis, and then he put a cab, and when he painted the cab, he painted it with the like candy orange, but then didn't back it, so it was translucent. You could see through it. Oh my God. So jealous. It looked so good. Yeah, he came when Curtis was here. Curtis and he came out. I forgot his name. Forgive me. They were here the day before Crawlers and Coffee was up at Horseman's, and they were here.
Campfire.
They were the day. They were here before. No, it was just Crawlers and Coffee. Prolime of the Fire is not until the fall. So it is indeed complete. Like I said, I took it out of the cardboard box this morning. I don't know why. I feel like I have to try to sell it. I'm giving it away. FMS Jimny 1/6 scale. If I had just read the difference in the wheelbase, we would be in a completely different place. Yeah. So I feel like there has been a consensus. I've seen the word veteran enough times that I think Operation 11 Charlie will be the choice for this one. So we'll do that. And then you know what? I mean, I'll wait. I have something else to say, but I'll wait. I'll wait on that one. So yeah. So if Unknown has sent me an email or is sending me an email, I will get in touch. I will get in touch with y'all, and we will work that out. My hands are feeling. I feel like my hands aren't moving enough. So I'm gonna change this servo out. Bob, the veteran is a good idea, but dang, I still want it. Luckily, when they go on sale, they're like $200. So, but again, not a crawler, not a crawler. I would not classify it as such. Erwin asks, "Are we giving away another rig?" Maybe. And by maybe, I mean almost certainly. Give it to a vet. We do so little for them. They deserve way more compassion for what they've done. For the serve record, I am not a veteran. Missed the Vietnam War by 45 days. I would have had a very, and I don't think I can understate this. I don't think I can overstate this. I would have had a very different life trajectory. If not for meeting who was at the time my future wife. Because I was going to exit high school and go immediately into the United States Marine Corps. And I would have entered the United States Marine Corps in the year of our Lord, 1990, at the age of 17 years old. So, I would have gotten to go to all of the deserts. I would have gotten to go to Operation Iraqi Freedom. I would have gotten to go to Desert Storm and Desert Shield and all of them. And my life would have definitely taken a very different trajectory. And my grandmother would have been endlessly unhappy because she would not have approved of me going into the military. But then I met my wife, and she was like, "I would miss you." I'm not saying that she prevented me from defending my nation or anything, but it was probably the best choice. Yeah, currently on sale on the FMS site for $229. Yeah. Oh, look at that. The does that show up? It'll show up better over here. To Cam 2. This is why the pre-flight is important. Look at this little chief. He's almost all the way out. He almost made it. Handling would have gotten a little wonky when that fell off. Oh, there we are. Yep. Dustin Woodham from South Alabama. Yeah, arriving. Yeah. Oh, Big Mike's RC did both storms. Yep. I dodged that one. Oh, look at this. I did that thing again where I forgot which camera I was on. This is working out though. I'm working over here. We're going to do the exciting process of centering a servo. It's going to be fun. Actually, it won't be that bad because I'm using a turnbuckle as a drag link.
Trim out.
I'm using a turnbuckle as a drag link, sir. There is no trim.
Center of the servo.
Et voila! Driver 8 was in the Army from 1982 to 2000. Wonder how long it will be before more servos come out with those wings and wires coming out the back. Ugh. Lee Jordan's son, 3 tours in Iraq. Yeah. When we were at the when I was doing work at the bike shop and doing all the cycling, there was a kid that worked there that wanted to become a doctor. And I don't know if you're familiar with how the system works, but in America, becoming a doctor is very expensive. Financially, cripplingly expensive. So, as an alternative to that, he opted for GI Bill, and he went into the United States Air Force and went through all of the training and became one of those, the military guys will know, those dudes that are medics, but they train them to do everything. They jump out of helicopters. They get like Baby SEAL training, but they're also medics. And he went through all of that training to be a combat doctor or whatever they call them, and I think he did 5 tours in Iraq by the time he was like 26. They just kept sending him back and sending him back and sending him back. And he was fine with it. One time, we received an email from him. He was out with a group of dudes that don't shave their beards, kicking doors down in the middle of the night because they have to have a medic with them. And he emailed us from a computer inside a house that they went in, and they were like arresting people and picking them up with a little helicopter in the dark. And he emailed us from that, and he was like, "Hey guys, just wanted you to know I'm doing okay. Iraq's kind of scary." It was amazing, and apparently not some sort of compromise of what do they call it, operational security or whatever. Pararescue. That's exactly it. That's exactly what it is. My brain has lost a lot of words. He came back unscathed physically, but still has bad memories. That is the most layman's phrasing I've ever heard for PTSD. Yeah, they come. Yeah, my you'd heard me mention my grandfather before. Whenever we get to, around Veterans Day, when I would talk about my grandfather who spent 3 years in the European theater in World War II. He did not talk about the war a lot, and I find that that's a common thread with people who have been to wars. They don't talk about the war a lot. Which was, selfishly on my part, partially a shame because my grandfather had some great stories about World War II. It was a wild and crazy time. Yeah, they school you for free, but then they keep you quite a while. Yeah, you got to do at least, what, four years, I think? That was my plan. And then instead I went to Cal State San Bernardino in the 1990s when you could afford to do it working a fast food job. You get a bachelor's degree. Cost about $1,200 a year to go. Yeah, I come from a family. There's plenty of vets in and around, and I still got some actives in there. One of my buddy, his son is, I think he's 7 years in the Navy now. They keep sending him to Guam. He's been to Guam so many times. My brain has lost a lot of words. Oh man, it is. I'm not gonna get. I don't want to get hyperbolic and say that it's the worst. But you know what? You know what I mean when you say the worst, because it's right. You know, they say it's on the tip of my tongue. It's on the tip of my brain. It's right there. The word that I need, the name of the person, pararescue. After somebody said it, obvious, but it was gone. Something else had slipped in and replaced it. Army training, 2 weeks of material crammed into 6 months. What impact driver are you using? This is the Bosch PS41. These are the brushed versions, not the brushless. The brushless versions are far too powerful. You will blow the screws out. You'll snap heads off. If you're shopping at the right time of year, you can find the combo of these on Amazon for $100. And I'm so deep in the ecosystem that I probably have a dozen of these batteries. That's how they keep getting me. But yeah, it's probably the only full-on, like, drill drivers that I would recommend you do stuff like this. A lot of people use the, like, little twisty pens and the DeWalt things, stuff like that. I've just gotten used to this, and if I need to drill a hole, I can take the bit out and put a drill bit in it and drill a hole. Because I'm lazy, and I don't want to go over there. Just want to do it all from here. Guam sucks. The word for that is aphasia. Don't you give me aphasia. Because aphasia is like, it's all gone. I don't want that. Growing up in the UK in the 80s, I could never find any old blokes that even said they were in the infantry. My granddad told me lots of World War II vets would say they were rear echelon to avoid remembering. Yeah, that sounds right. My grandfather landed at Normandy on D-Day. And his recalling of that is slightly less heroic and cinematic than what we got in Saving Private Ryan. Army medics are cool. Working with one for a little while as a lifeguard. He showed me how to wrap up a ripped off kneecap. Yeah, nice. Norway still has mandatory service. They never even asked me to come in when I was of age due to my health. Most of my friends were in the military, though. Yeah. Conscription. Yeah, conscription across the world is pretty common. We have no shortage in America. I don't want to get political, but Rage Against the Machine was pretty much on the money when they said, you know, no, it wasn't Rage Against, it was System of a Down. Why do they send the poor to fight the wars? Because that's who fights wars, man. And we will always have a wealth inequality, and there will always be plenty of poor people that get tricked into going into the military and finding out far too late that the military is not what was advertised. That's just that's just a fact. Because for everyone I know that has had a really positive experience in the military, and positive experiences in the military definitely go to a certain threshold. No one joins the military and goes, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me. They go, here's lifelong traumas that have been instituted into me. Even if they've never been to combat. The ones that have been to combat, we have a cousin that did 2 tours in Afghanistan, and let's put it this way. Don't approach him from behind. Ever. Be like, hey, from a distance before you approach him. That's kind of what it's like. My first job out of high school, I worked at a Pizza Hut, and there was a guy who worked there. His name was Harry, and Harry's dad was in Vietnam. Did 2 tours in Vietnam. And mind you, this would have been about the early 90s. So not quite 20 years after the Vietnam War had been done. So they had their dad down at the LA Botanical Gardens, and he was just having a good time. And then 2 young people were in the botanical garden speaking Vietnamese. He said, my dad just locked up, just froze, and they had to leave. And that is many times what PTSD looks like. Because he went right back to the war. He was right back in the jungle again. We were, I don't think, I'm not necessarily a pacifist, but I don't think we evolved to kill people in as wholesale of a fashion as we do, because it really does seem to tax people mentally in a way that some people can't come back from. I don't know if this is the right radio. Hey! I chose wisely. My dad was in the New Zealand Navy that went to Bikini Atoll in the 1950s. Yikes! A girl slipped and put her knee through a concrete wall and ripped off her kneecap. That is a bad day. That's a bad day. Bring BYOB, bring your own bombs. My dad had plenty of stories about training, but would never speak about anything mission-based. I assumed it was a non-disclosure based. No, they just don't want to talk about it. I work a 3-shift pattern. I can't even tell you what day it is most of the time. I know what day it is. The only anchor I have, you're in it right now. I live stream on Fridays starting at noon. That's how I know what day it is. When my wife my wife was home on Wednesday because she had that day off of work. So obviously that was then Saturday. So the next day should be Sunday, but then she had to get up and go to work. So my brain was like, I don't know what's happening anymore. My only anchor is Friday. Ben Webby, front shocks. What's the main difference you see between having them vertical and laid down? Flex is most of it. And then on the spreadsheet, on the Canyon spreadsheet, whatever we're calling it, laying them down is reducing the effective rate. But it also, because of the triangle, you can see that when this thing is sitting down, I know. Okay, 2 cameras, fine. 2 cameras. Okay, you can see when this is sitting down flat, the front shock is basically almost all the way down, right? Even with it all the way down, we can get up to there. And that's because the shock is laid over. So we've got a, how do I do this? We've got a triangle. So instead of trying to collapse one arm, that looks pornographic. Instead of trying to collapse one arm of the triangle, we're just turning the triangle. So we can get more flex out of less travel. That is the added benefit of laying them down. That's why something like a stock Phoenix or a stock TRX4 with 90 millimeter shocks that just go straight up and down, they're going to have 3/4 of a tire's worth of flex, because your flex is basically brought to you by the total of compression and extension available from the 2 shocks. This guy can get to here. This shock still hasn't even moved yet, and we're already 2 inches off the ground. So yeah, it's flex, and then we're softening the rates because in general we want the springs to act softer. I spent most of the morning sorting springs, and my God, 2.4 pound springs, how many do you need? I have like 15 sets. I haven't met anyone who's come back from the military the same, even if they've never seen combat. Yeah. The military, his vision is based on motion, and I've lost my mouse arrow. There it is. Yeah, I have 2 mice. I have to. My granddad was a radio operator in the Pacific Theater. He never showed signs of PTSD until we were watching the History Channel one day, and they showed footage of a battle he was on in his ship. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah. Was wondering why my radio was making so many noises. It was yours. Yeah. Man. Losing your kneecap is almost as bad as yeah, he got a new rig all slipping and then blowing up his ankle. Yeah, I remember that. Those were good times. Those hands are not family friendly now. In terms of carnage, I had a professor in college who, and it was some sort of capstone, which are the classes they make you take because they want to make you a well-rounded student instead of just letting you take the stuff you want to take. And as he referred to it in his former life, I also don't remember this. Someone from the area will know. If you are up in Washington State area, Pacific Northwest, there's a naval base up there. I want to say Bellevue, Washington, something like that. And they have a naval hospital there. And he worked at that naval hospital. And he would regale us towards the end of the semester. He would regale us with tales of his time as a Navy corpsman working at the naval hospital. And he had what makes every story better. If you have a good story, but you have X-rays, that story gets better. And he had X-rays of, let's just state it simply, of objects inside of people, which is a great one. And then he had X-rays of what they called the Great Christmas Day Massacre of like 1990 some odd, where apparently they bought Dad a chainsaw. Bremerton? Could be. Bellingham. They bought Dad a chainsaw for Christmas. So Dad thought, hey, let's cut up the Christmas tree. So he fired up the chainsaw. The chainsaw kicked back because he's cutting a green Christmas tree, cut Dad's kneecap in half, as it like kicked back down like that, and cut his kneecap in half, and then he swung this way and struck 3 family members with the chainsaw. So they were like, when the ambulance came and they're offloading the people, he said it was positively cinematic because the amount of blood inside the vehicles from people taking chainsaw injuries for Christmas. And I was like, man, doctors, man, they get to see all the good stuff. Guy tried to assassinate his whole family on Christmas Day with a chainsaw. Oh, so it is Bremerton. Carnage X-rays. Can you take some of the surplus of springs and rigs, rig up something for the teeter-totter to soften the landing? Oh,
That's a good idea too.
that's not a bad idea. I am so upset that I almost missed that. Because there's a lot. I have, so Traxxas TRX4 springs, because we have bought many sets of TRX4 springs off of Jenny's, come usually with what I call clear, which are non-banded TRX4 springs, 13 by 60, 2.4 pounds per inch. I have 10 sets of them that are not affixed to vehicles. I have a whole spring wall over here, the spring wall. And then there's the ones that won't fit on the spring wall. So we just dump them into this thing that says Crawler Shock Springs. Sometimes it feels like too much. But then I have a trick where I don't think about it. And it works. 60% of the time it works every time. That's why I wear those chainsaw pants and safety gear when using one. I'm not a gore guy, but the X-ray pics look like a scaffolding plan. Lake Stevens, Washington. I don't know where that is. I know where Washington is. I'm not allowed to use a chainsaw. Nickname is Dr. Death for a reason. I have an electric chainsaw because I am not a lumberjack, and on any given day, the less amount of time that I have to use a chainsaw, the better. But if I need to cut a branch off of a little tree or something, perfect. It might turn the teeter-totter into dive boarding because it's boing. Oh, the teeter is already pretty violent. If we can increase its violence level, I might actually be all right with that.
Let's increase the totter.
Okay, what? Y'all heard that, right? Doo-doo-doo. Why did I get 2 tones? This was not plugged in. You saw it when I brought it out. There better not be a dead cell in this. Oh, no, it's just dead. 3.7. It's enough to make it move. Let's see. Yeah, we're way past the endpoints now. Yeah, I had to go. I had to go all the way out. So if anybody's working with a Radiolink right now, I don't want to curse myself. So luckily, I'm surrounded by wood because I'm gonna knock it. But I have less ankle worries than I think most people have. My feet are hideous because I walk barefoot a lot. I'm barefoot right now. I have stepped into gopher holes and had my whole leg roll over to the side, and it's not even sore the next day. I've spent so much time being barefoot and then the 60,000 miles of cycling. I feel like my ankles are pretty strong. I don't like high tops because I have really bony ankles. So I don't like even when I wear boots, I usually wear chukkas. I wear boots that only come up to the ankle bone, like low top boots. So I've never like sprained an ankle, rolled an ankle. It's gonna happen now. But I've been fortunate. I would like to ride that tide of fortunateness. My wife let me have one of those blowtorch to kill the weeds 2 years ago. Haven't burned anything down yet. Hey, same. I've got my, what is it, an Inferno? Flame Hurricane? Whatever they brand it as. I haven't lit anything on fire except the weeds that I was trying to let on fire. So,
Spiderwebs.
Oh, spider webs. They are the best spiderweb removers of all time. People who have walked barefoot for a long time actually have better flexibility, balance, and tendon strength. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah. Any specific shock towers you recommend for Phoenix Portal? Not wanting to change chassis rails to LCG unless it's just dumb not to, considering cost of towers versus chassis rails.
They only sell the one tower.
Well, yeah, it has been pointed out that, so on the stock VS410 chassis, watch me work. You ready? On the VS410 chassis, you can basically fit these towers.
And aluminum.
And then you can get an aluminum version. If you put a different tower on the back to lay the shock down more, you're gonna have to like trim away at the little box that covers the servo. In the front, you really don't have options unless you remove the fenders. The Phoenix runs its shocks pretty much straight up and down. If you're considering putting like Rock Pirates towers or something on it, it's gonna get you more flex, but you're going to exchange scale for flex because you're not going to be able to run your inner fenders anymore, which means no rock lights in the front if you're running rock lights. It's going to interfere with the cage in the back. You're going to have too much flex, so you're going to have to cut bars out of the cage in the back. So my recommendation is, from a person who has a bunch of that stuff, either stay here or go all in and just Zoku it. One or the other. Don't like just do bolt-on towers. These are fine. Don't buy the aluminum ones. Just run these towers. Maybe throw some big bores on it. Put some 85mm shocks on it if you're on a portal. Just for the shocks that leak less. Although you can reseal your Incision 80s and get them to stop leaking as much. Who has the phone attachment to the Radiolink? I certainly don't. I don't know if I've ever popped one of these little things out. Let's do it right now. From what I understand, it's just a 1/4-inch tripod mount down there. Yeah. So you could put any phone mount on there. The mount that camera's on, I think I have another one. So you would just need a 1/4-inch stud because these are also quarter female, and then you would just thread that on right like that. I tend to hold my radio kind of just dangling down like this, so I would be terrible trying to use this to film. I can't film and drive at the same time. I'm not good at it, and I've come to the conclusion that there are things in this life that I'm just not going to be good at, and that's one of them. So I'm going to try to do it. The tripod is my friend, and trust me, everyone out there, the tripod is your friend as well, because otherwise you have to watch me jiggling around. +1 for more teeter violence. Haven't got a radio link yet. Went to the Baskin and AliExpress, but waiting for last week's orders to arrive before I order it. Oh, that's That's I get that. I get where that's coming from. As a result of blowing up my ankle, I have a $500 pair of hiking boots that my wife won't let me go out without wearing them. It's your safety boots. Hey, just be thankful she's not making you wear a helmet. I'm not a lumberjack, but I did cut down enough trees to get about 30 cubic meters of firewood winter before last. That's a lot. Enough firewood for a couple of years for 2 houses. That's a lot. Yeah, HVOT has made... Oh, okay. So HVTO3, Mr. Spain, has never broken any part of his body. I am... Oh, God, is that triple? No. I'm just short of triple his age, thankfully. I have broken this bone, fifth metacarpal. I broke this one. How do you break that one? Like this. You break it like this. And you drive so hard that you just snap that bone off right there. You break that one. I've broken that. I broke this. Can you see that? Focus for me. Focus for me. Can you see that scar? That scar goes like this, and it goes all the way down almost to my nail bed, right like that, like a little, like an L shape. Kick back from the table saw, hit me right here, folded all that meat over. You could see white, and gave me a light fracture through this bone. I didn't even put a splint on it. Still works fine. I bandaged it up, got it stitched, put it back together. But in terms of like broken arm, broken leg, nope. I don't know. I either got flexible, and I'm not light. I ain't no lightweight. I don't know. I got flexible bones or something. I spend a lot of time barefoot. Been barefoot my whole life. I don't know if it makes my tendons stronger. Never broke any parts of my body, but it's done a lot of stupid stuff. Haven't we all? Haven't we all? And there have been some times where I've popped up and been like, how did I not break something? Oh, Anna Summing doesn't understand AliExpress. Saw the radio link posted as low as 34 USD to 76 USD for the same one. When you go into the descriptions, it's like navigating in the dark. Because when you find the one that is the actual thing that you're looking for, the radio with a receiver, like it'll be like radio no receiver. And then the receiver's $15. They'll charge you $15 for the receiver. It costs the same as buying the other one. They're all very, very close to the same price. If you want a radio link and you're not comfortable with waiting for AliExpress, let me know. I can shoot an email over to Jesse Yang at Radio Link and get, they usually do 10% off codes. And you buy from the Radio Link store, you get 10% off, which will usually make it about $50 to $55. I'm absolutely fine paying $55 for a radio. I don't have a problem with that. These work great. And this just happens to be, this was the one I got from JP Wirt. This just happens to be an RC6 because it was what was laying around. But for, when my Google check comes in, when I get my money, I think I'm buying at least 3 more radios because I think this has already got 3 on it. It's been in here for like 2 weeks. I'm really good at dressing wounds. Show us the spring wall. Spring wall, spring wall. Okay, I'm gonna take a picture of the spring wall and then I'll put it on the other screen. Boop. Then we're gonna airdrop that. Airdrop that. Now the fun part, oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. I just gotta drag it. Drag it. All right, I got 2 images to show you because we were gifted by the grand people of the canyon. I was complaining about Wheelin' Wednesdays and having to carry too much stuff. So a kindly gentleman sent me a new companion, a new canyon companion. Spring wall, and Springwall. So top tier is Axial, and then the middle one is Element, and then the third tier is Traxxas, and I think all of the ones on the bottom, or nearly all of the ones on the bottom, are Vanquish or Incision. I didn't intend it to go AETV. It just, that's how that worked out. And I keep filling it up because one of those rows is almost nothing. And you'll see there's a little bin down at the bottom. Can you see the little bin down? Yeah, the little bin down at the bottom full of springs. Those are those Traxxas 2.4 pound. I can't. I don't know what to do with them all. Milk is the best thing to drink when you're thirsty, and any other time for that matter, at least a liter a day. God bless you, sir. At some point within about the last decade or so, the universe determined that I am allowed to have the quantity of milk that is included in my morning cup of tea, and that's all the milk I get. If I drink a glass of milk, I will feel quite genuinely bad for probably the remainder of the day. And I only drink that organic milk, not because it's organic or because I'm fancy, but because it lasts in the fridge for like 6 weeks. I don't know. Yeah, this one at 100% is overthrowing. Seems about right. It's pretty close. Milk. Not sure how that mixes with scotch. Go for it. I'm going to have to agree with Too Geek to Be Chic. And I'm sure I've mentioned it before. Prior to the demons that live inside my body, I was a 6-pack a day Dr. Pepper a man for probably 20 years. At least a 6-pack a day. 1,500 hollow calories every day straight into my body. I can't have carbonation anymore, so what do I drink? You'll see this. This is a feature of the Canyon and what's inside it. Nalgene sleeve just happens to fit an Evian bottle. Does it have Evian in it? God, no. This has been refilled by the faucet next to the sink probably 400 times. I use Evian bottles because they still make them out of a thick enough plastic that it doesn't collapse inward onto itself like a dying star after you use it once. So it's a perfect fit. My wife uses the exact same thing, only hers is teal with a pink font on it. All I get to drink now is water. I lived a life of throwing caution to the wind and eating whole Cinnabons, and now I get nothing. I can't have coffee after about 4 p.m. Or I'm not even coffee, caffeine. Used to drink a gallon of milk a week, and now it kills me. When I was a youth, when I was a little younger than Mr. Spain himself, I would do the prototypical thing of a teenage boy and get a salad bowl, half a box of Captain Crunch, a quart of milk, eat the whole thing, and that was what I ate between breakfast and lunch. That was just the mid-morning. That was the brunch. Brunch was a half a box of Captain Crunch and a quart of milk. And now, I don't think I could work my way through half a box of Captain Crunch and a quart of milk in a day. Ice cold milk and beans on toast. You people and your you people. Tell me your English without telling me your English. Beans on toast. Can you say aluminium in Wolverhampton? Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea. If I drink milk where I work, it will turn sour in my stomach from the heat. Unless you need electrolytes and maybe some Gatorade. Oh, yeah. I have been in the experience of what we call blowing the electrolyte balance in the past. If you're sweating a lot. Now, honestly, we all know that half a teaspoon of table salt in this will probably get you through But Gatorade tastes a whole lot better than drinking salt water. Happy dog milk. It definitely does make you go faster. Avion spelled backwards is naive because it's just tap water. Okay. Now what you're gonna have to do? You're gonna have to make a trip to the canyon, and I'm gonna fill 2 glasses. I'm gonna fill one. I will purchase a fresh bottle of Avion from the store, and I will fill a glass with that, and I will fill the other glass with the water from the municipal tap, and I will let you see if you can tell a difference, and you will, because the water from our tap burns your throat. Tap water is deemed by the government to be safe for human consumption, and that's unless you're in Flint, Michigan, and that's the limit of what they're how much they're going to make it taste good. I miss drinking 3 energy drinks a day, 1,000 milligrams of caffeine a day. Nope. I drank a cold brew from the Jamba Juice and thought I was having a cardiac event because a 16-ounce beverage had 220 milligrams of caffeine in it, and I thought I was going to die. Any cereal with milk is just amazing. Not like that muesli one, the one that looks like the forest floor, like they just scooped up leaf litter and put it in a bowl and then poured milk on it. Not as amazing. Also, what were they? Wheat checks. Growing up in the 70s, we had all the checks. Corn checks, rice checks, wheat checks. Wheat checks would just turn into a mush within minutes. And maybe not even minutes. Potentially seconds. You need one of those bowls that was the 2 compartments that had milk on one side and you kept the cereal dry on the other, and you could scoop it up, dip it, and then eat it, because soggy cereal is not great. I was surprised you drank tea with milk. It's not a usual American thing. Tea, and as James Acaster would say, a heaping teaspoon of sugar. You gotta heap it. You know you gotta heap it. Yeah, PG Tips is my brand. PG Tips, milk and sugar. The only thing I'm worried about for the future is my back, knowing my family problems in my own body. Yeah, bad back is great. I have one of those. I have a hard time drinking just plain water, but put anything in it, and it's just down the hatch all day long. I can taste the difference of any water you put in front of me. Yeah. I have one of those. We bought one of those, we're going to be paying for it for the next decade. We have one of those big water filtration systems that old people put outside their houses with the big salt tank and the big carbon thing, and then the reverse osmosis under the sink. I don't regret it for a second. Of one of the things I have to spend money on, it is the thing I regret the absolute least, because that water tastes delicious. And that comes from a person that in an average day in the summer, if I am not active, I will drink 6 of these. On a day when I am active, I will drink 8 to 12 of these in a day. So I'll tell you if the water doesn't taste good. I live in Michigan and won't drink water from Flint. I wouldn't either. I've seen the news. It works with bush beans over here. Try it and tell me you don't like that bean juice sucked into the toast. Casual crawlers, I hate to break it to you, but the demons that live inside my body, the same day they took away from me carbonation, they took away beans, peanuts, pasta sauce, orange juice, anything excessively high in acid, anything that has crushed up or broken up or fractions, portions, or little bits of nuts. So no more walnuts, almonds, peanuts, cashews, you name it, all gone, all at once. Beans are second on the list below carbonation of things that I can never have again in my living, waking days. And I do, with each passing day, miss beans a little bit more. It was Snicker bars. First, it was the Dr. Pepper. They took my Dr. Pepper away. And then it was Snicker bars. But now, you know what? Milky Way, just as good. But the beans, there is no substitute for beans. You lose beans, the beans are gone. Thai iced tea needs a spoonful of heavy cream. We have tried a number of recipes of concoctions to make Thai iced tea at home. And honestly, the wife and I, we basically make it like we're making a traditional English cuppa. It's got milk and sugar. Because we tried it with the condensed milk, which did taste more authentic to Thai iced teas that I've had outside the house, but we've gotten used to the easy American version of Thai iced tea that I use loose tea, put it in the container, and put the boiling water over it, steep the tea, and then milk and sugar and mix it together with a bunch of ice. And that's just the way we've gotten comfortable with it. PG tips all day, lose the sugar. Never! Never! I'll never stop putting sugar in my tea. Ever. I love it. PG tips. No. I have tried. If you can think of a British tea, I've probably tried it. There's Yorkshire Gold in there. That's the only one I can remember right now. Twinings. I have tried Tetley. I have tried dozens of teas. PG tips are the best ones. It just tastes the best. I mean, I know it's subjective, but it totally tastes the best. Earl Grey with a splash of milk, since I'm not allowed coffee anymore. Earl Grey, I can taste bergamot. I can taste it. I like a straight black, just black tea. Just black tea. If I'm going to splurge every once in a while, I'll get a bottle of Tajava, the big glass bottle of Tajava. That's good stuff. That's the good stuff. That's strong. I'm on a well, so I do have to mind where I dump the leftovers from the meth lab. I hate when that happens. I live about 1 hour from where they fill Aquafina and make Yoplait yogurt. Aquafina is notable because, much like tap water, it burns your throat when you drink it. So does Dasani.
About an hour away from where they bottle Arrowhead.
Have you tried the mini spring mod for TRX4 shocks? Who was on the bench? Who was on the bench that's on TRX4s on minis? Is it Zabazu?
Oh, you had a Lolo too.
Mini springs on TRX4 shocks. You have two methods. You can use the cups from Element shocks, which are what are being used here. These are just Element shock cups with Element springs and Element rods on TRX4 GTS. I actually think they look a little bit better than some of the other options because the body of the shock and the spring are the exact same diameter, so they look very uniform up and down. Is it easier to see the back? Oh, and I'm running full size in the back. So he's just because he works great, and I kind of don't want to mess with it. You get into that mode. Also, that was why we went to the small ones in the front. Because he gets so much steer angle off the AR-44s that he was absolutely murdering. You could hear the springs going pong, 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 as the lugs would knock him. So the minis do it a little bit less. Or you can just take the cap, and if you have a lather or drill press, you can just pop it in there and just go, and just put a little land on it, and it will hold the spring. Sometimes you do have to add one more plastic spacer, otherwise they barf their guts out the bottom. But these didn't. They just worked fine. So yeah, I have a number of TRX4 shocks running mini springs. Mini springs are probably catching up to full size. If they haven't passed them, they might have passed them at this point. Which would explain why I have so many regular springs up on the spring wall. Oh, before I forget to mention, we saw the spring wall. So a lovely gentleman sent in something to help me get things back to the back for Wheelin' Wednesday, because I have to be able to take 4 rigs, 2 tripods, 4 radios, whatever else I have with me. Bottle of water. Got to take all that. So he sent me a cart, and then we fully canyonified that cart. I did this yesterday afternoon, and I took that little cart. It's a little baby. It's a little baby. It can actually fit 5, so 2 on the top, and the top was left spaced out a little bit bigger so we can fit big boys. For sizing for the top, my finger goes behind. Look. We used Zoidberg and RoboKitty to size the top. And then the bottom, just as it was, will easily fit 3 rigs side by side. They go in and out easily. I've made this fantastic little thing up at the top that will hold 5 radios. and it's basically impossible for them to fall out. You would have to upend the entire cart, and at that point, the entire trip is a catastrophe. One of the genius moves was there on the front. You see where the handle is. That's one of those things that you put on the wall to hold a broom. So it clicks the handle up, so now the handle doesn't fall off anymore. Amazing. And then it's got those two smokestacks like an old 1980s tank. Those hold the tripods. And the only next step is probably in the little space between the top rigs and the smokestacks to put like a little bin to hold. And I need to put magnets on the outsides of the tubes because I use magnetic lens caps. I use these, what are they, KF Concept? I use these KF Concept magnetic lens caps. So I want to be able to stick my magnetic lens caps on there so I don't have to, because if I put them in my pockets, they jingle around. So there will be some modification. It's probably just going to be painted like hunter green. And we're burying the lead. Oh, I do want to put an umbrella. I want to put a mount for an umbrella on it, but I haven't really evaluated its stability because if you look at it, it's really an upside down pyramid. Like it's way bigger at the top and way smaller at the bottom. It has a very short wheelbase, and the steer angle is enviable. It has to have 65 degrees of steer angle. It's ridiculous how sharp these will turn. So I don't want to make it so top heavy that it flips over. We were kind of half laughing that we're going to have to put a bolt through it and hang like a big barbell weight on the bottom of it so that it makes it more difficult to tip over. It says the full capacity of the cart is 400 pounds, and I don't think we're ever even going to get into that neighborhood. Cut axles in half, make it wider profit. I did honestly say, you know what I'm thinking about? Wide mod. But we're probably going to end up having to go onto solid tires on it anyway, because with the summer brings bullthorns, goat heads, and they go through those little cheap tires like tissue paper, and then all the tires will be flat. What are shreddies? Is that like shredded wheat? I'm assuming so. Mini T's on element shocks. Yep. Apparently, the Mini T is what DravTech based their shocks off of. Can you set fire to the water? Sure. Oh, I buried it again. So, this guy over here that we just talked about a second ago, its name is Carty B. That's C-A-R-T-Y-B, Carty B, because the big flat cart that I carry concrete and stuff on, that one's obviously Carty A. So we have Carty A and Carty B because those are actually already things, and we're going to take those things and make, everybody's saying make it RC cart. No! I don't have to make 2 trips now. It doesn't need to drive itself. I'm afraid of robot lawnmowers. And where am I? Like, I'm going to RC my cart. I would roll it. I would roll it immediately. It would have to be much wider. Have you tried brass wheels yet? Not the brass clamp rings, actual brass wheels.
Yes.
I just walk away. I don't even say wait here. I'm like, I just walk away. I figure it's implied. So these are the full deal, except save for adjustment, brass outer, brass inner, but then the hub and the ring are aluminum because a brass ring in this as well was just way too heavy. It was just way too heavy. They were 300 plus grams per corner, and it's too much. The full weight of the brass wheels is way too much. But it does ease some of the sting of them being like $90 a set because you can combo them out and get your wheel sets to weigh what you want your wheel sets to weigh. Because you're probably, if you're buying those full brass wheels, you're probably not running all of all of it. It's going to be way too heavy. So you get the brass rings out. Brass rings are about $30 for a set of 4. Now the set has come down. They're still nice and heavy. They're pretty affordably priced if you split them up over like 3 sets of wheels. The springs go poing, poing, poing. Mini shredded wheat. Yeah, shreddies, yeah. I used to eat the shredded mini wheats, frosted shredded mini wheats. Yeah, I ate those many moons ago. Brass wagon wheels are expensive. Yeah, well, $100. Yeah, we knew you walked away. I just leave. Mike Cross, here's a question for the Canyon Arrows. Is it just me, or do RC helicopters give everyone the heebies? When those dudes do the thing, and they like upside down, where they do the thing where they're clearly defying physics, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So I don't know about anyone else, but yeah, RC helicopters do give me the heebies. Ooh, we got it. I thought the desk mat was going to betray him. Oh, we're going. We're out of here. That's some forward drive. Yeah, I can. We wanted to see if there was more steer angle. Yeah, defo. We can get in trouble. We can get into trouble with that. Pardon my reach. Don't let me forget. Somebody needs to remind me that battery's dead. From the other week, finally ordered the ZRD from Zoku after watching your videos on the ZRD mullet. Yeah, there he is right there. There he is right there. It's difficult for the brain to quantify, like, why is it so noticeably better? Like, it doesn't change the geometry that much, but it is so notably better. That's where the other tripod thing I was looking for is sitting right over there. I've been into RC helis. Yeah, I can't do flying things. Even when I tuned Go Fast rigs, it was like, try to keep it on the ground as long as possible, because the only thing you can do in the air is decelerate. So, like in racing, you don't want big huck. You want to jump as flat as you can, carry your speed low. Helicopters terrify me, and drones. I don't really trust drones. I would love a camera drone that could like be trained to follow an object. That's what I'm waiting for, and it already exists, and it's like $3,000. And nope. That's more than all the camera equipment I own combined. My mate had a really big, expensive one that he started for me, and I couldn't breathe out of the fear of that thing and its spinning knives of death. Watch, if you can, look at the behind the scenes of the drones that they use now for aerial photography in movies. Because when you and I don't know, I'm speaking for you and I'm speaking for a couple people. When I think drone, I think it either takes off out of your hand like this, or it's that one that I've seen him filming like bicycle races with that is probably 16 inches by 16 inches. So like 400 millimeters square, something like that. That's about right. No. Those cinematic camera drones have the rotors are like this big, and there's 4 of them, and it stands like this tall, and no, and it goes, rah, no. And it like takes itself off, and it lands itself, and no, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Do you ever go crawling outside the canyon? I've been once. Just once. What's your biggest RC pet peeve from either other enthusiast creators or just in general?
Backwards
tires. Here's what I would have to say. in terms of normal people, I don't care what anyone else does. I don't care what anyone else buys. It's their money. As long as you're not taking my money and buying something I don't want, then it's fine. Everybody is free to spend their money and buy their things and do whatever they want. Okay? We're all on the same page. As soon as you get into what I would consider this area, I'm here talking to you. When you get in this area, I think that with it carries a responsibility. And that responsibility is some just little bit of honesty. Just a little bit. Not an opinion. I'm not talking about opinions. I'm talking about just an ability to maintain objectivity. Because my pet peeve, and it goes beyond pet peeve straight up to an annoyance. A pet peeve I have is the people that don't close the gap in the drive-thru. It drives me insane. There's nothing I can do about it. It doesn't ultimately impact my life positively or negatively in any way, but it drives me insane. When I catch a glimpse of an RC review video and the dude is telling me what is on the side of the box, it makes me furious. Because on the one hand, it implies an utter lack of knowledge of the viewer base. Like that they don't know things at all. I'm just going to tell you all of the things. I'm going to describe all of the stuff that's written on the back of the box when you say that it produces this many ounces of torque. The battery is 12 volts and this many amp hours. I don't care. Tell me something about its performance objectively. Tell me what it can and can't do. And then after that, tell me what you wish it could do and what you wish it wouldn't do. And that is something that I don't find on the internet in any realm of this stuff. Everything is awesome all the time. Nothing is bad. Watch Marquez Brownlee do a review of something. MKBHD. Watch him do a review. If he doesn't like it, he will tell you. He will tell you the things that it does right, and he will tell you the things that it does wrong. And it still boggles my mind that he has 15 million, 17 million subscribers. And he'll tell the truth. He tells the truth, whether he likes something or not. Whether it's cheap or expensive, he doesn't look at the cost of something and the way he's going to tune the review to that. So I don't even know if I would call it a pet peeve. It just makes me mad. It makes me mad. And it doesn't impact me, really. It doesn't. Because I do my own research. I get upset that people believe things are value and keep buying, raising prices on everything because there's no more capitalism and trying to undercut market strategies. Yeah. We $500 RTRs, man. You know how they can sell $500 RTRs? People keep buying them. If we keep buying them, they have no motivation to stop. Yeah. If that is the price that the market has announced that it will bear, then they will continue to sell them for that. And it has nothing to do with logistics because we know, yes, the cost of transport has increased. The cost of transport has not increased that much. It's not carving their margin. They're making their margins bigger. They're making more money than ever. My pet RC peeve has to be, why the F do they not print the plus and minus on the receiver in a spot where we can read it? Are you trying to keep that shit secret? Okay. And here, hey Mike, let me make your day worse. Let me make your day worse. Okay. So I don't have a fly sky in here, so I might not be able to make your day worse. So generally, here's a radio link, okay? Here's a radio link, R6F, and you see how it still has Futaba tabs? The tab is always on the signal side, right? So it's always positive in the middle, negative, and then the tab side is going to be signal side. So the signal side is to the inside. That way those tabs are closer on the board. So this is an old Airtronics with the telemetry on it. It doesn't have tabs, but it also does the same thing. You can, if this will focus, this guy's not going to help me out here. There we are. Signal is on the inside. So signal is on the inside. Signal's on the inside. We're good. Here's even a spectrum, which which are upside down to make you inferior. So steering is all the way. Damn it. Damn it. I'm losing it. So steering is up at the top. So it goes steering, throttle, aux, but the signal pin is to the inside. So even though this thing is backwards, the pin is still to the inside. But not FlySky. FlySky puts the pin to the outside. So you will plug it in backwards at some point. Let me see, what does KO do? No, KO signal to the inside. Now, if you're running a frameless caseless receiver, still to the inside. And those are even, they hide that even better. Yeah. But still signal to the inside. So just tell yourself, and look at the size of the little thing where it actually says it. 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, it's going to be signal to the inside. Oh, we're already running out of time. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 3 o'clock. All right. Okay. There's, I don't know. There's not a ton of people here. I don't know. People got tired of waiting, I guess. But I threatened it before. There you go. Does it have drawbacks? Sure. Primary among which is, should you be unfortunate enough to break something, you're going to have to get spare parts Junfak Gmade directly from Korea. The support for parts for Gmade in the United States is really bad. It's slim to none. This is set up as very nearly stock as humanly possible. It's got a Reedy 1523 doing the 2-speed. It's got a Fusion SE of some kind. It's probably an 1800, as this is a portal. It's always buried under the wires. I can't even see. It's got a Fusion Quick Run SE. It's running that SenseCam blue case. I mean, what is it? Oh, it's the LP. It's the 50 kg SenseCam low profile. It's because it's what I had on hand, so it went in there. But like, haven't messed with the gearbox. I just discovered these. I didn't know these were a thing. I'm not a guy that likes extensions, but these actually lock the things together so they can't come unplugged. I like that. The tires, yeah, probably a little small. I would say probably like 1/9 ruptures would be, but these 1905s work amazing. They look a little undersized, I would say. Yeah, I mean, look, it's a big old, it's a let's see here. It's a big old guy with some tiny little feet. Look at his little feet. But it is a fun drive, man. It's nice. And I haven't done anything to it. I supplied I think I changed the shock springs. I don't think these are the kit springs. They are not. The kit springs were like 4 pounds an inch. So these feel too heavy on the bench, but they really do control the body roll, because even with lightened out a bit, the body is still relative. I want to say it's around 12 ounces. It's a little heavy compared to just a Lexan shell. Mr. Spain loves the spider with the strange face. No. Nobody loves that. He's coming for you. He's coming for you in your nightmares. Oh, and I donated an OptiPower strap. There's a little bit of Canyonization in here. Somebody asked me if I could mount a fan on that cross brace. I did. It's not hooked up to anything. The cord is just down here somewhere. You're not going to need a fan on a Fusion. That Rhino 32 ESC and Revolver worth it, or just go 1200 SE? It's a completely different experience. If you are going to restrict yourself to 2S or 3S, financially, in terms of bang for the buck, I don't think you can beat a Fusion SE. I don't think you can beat it. It cannot be beaten. But there's a whole different experience with a good Outrunner and an AM32, which is why I have a lot of each. A lot of each. They're almost even. The Spider with that color scheme needs a noir Spider-Man driver figure. Oh, that would be dope. That would be perfect. Okay, Troy, I need that rig. Is that the Spider he just built? Yeah. Sounds like your abridged food restrictions will decrease the opportunity of kidney stones. Hey, there's something to feel positive about. Oh, the biggest drawback of the Spider as fitted is it comes RTR. It's fully RTR, but it comes with this radio. Somewhere out here on the bench is the 4th battery, because if you leave the battery in there, it will kill it. So it would have sucked that battery all the way down to dead, and then I'd have 4 dead batteries. But I mean, you're not obligated to retain the GT5. If you can get a shipping price, Troy, I will come up with it. Maybe I need to start making servos. Oof. I can barely make a chassis. I don't even know how servos work.
Bunch of gears.
Everyone wants it. Time for a random draw. All right, so how am I?
You got the Wheel of Steel. Everyone pick a card.
Ooh, shit! I wish I had a deck of cards in here. Yeah, Shaker MT is 100% ineligible from winning it, so he's out of the running. I don't know. See, I don't think these things out very well. Can you fit a Genzace 4000 in the Radiolink RC4GS? Which Genzace 4000? I usually go with... This is the one I run most often, and they fit with plenty of space. I haven't seen the Genzace 4000, but I know you can fit the 3800.
Just unplug it when you're done.
Spin the wheel and guess what rig it lands on. If you send it to Mike, I'll split the shipping. Oh. You can keep the radio. I have a spare G7P receiver that I can't read. Nice. Are you giving the Spider away? Yeah. Yeah. We already gave the Jimny away. I'm going to send that to Operation 11 Charlie once I get a hold of one of the guys that knows about that. I'll talk to somebody. Do I have anything in the mail? Oh, yeah, there we go. We can use it for a veteran. Okay. All right, and let's go back too far. All right. Yeah. Good. Good for that. All right. Miata Commuter offers to split the shipping to Mike. And Scrivener just yelled 37.
The answer's 42.
I guess. I mean, what's the most fair way to do that? What's the Democrat? The idea of spinning the wheel. And spin the wheel. That's basically a 1 in 32 chance. So what do we do? What do we do if 2 people pick the same rig and it lands on that one?
Then Toss a coin to see who wins.
It's starting to feel like Junior Vegas here.
It's starting to feel like work.
How Tony asks, how often do I charge the 3800? That's in Baseline's radio, which gets used more than any other radio, and a single charge usually lasts about 6 months. Yes, the answer is always 42. Do I have to guess a number? Chat goes crazy when there's a free rig. Yeah, it kind of does. It'll make a decent trail truck out here. I'll take it. Oh, Dustin Woodham has taken his name off the wheel, so we don't have to worry about him or Shaker MT. Ooh, the cart. Oh yeah, it didn't. Yeah, nothing popped. I mean, I'm kind of on board with the wheels idea. We just have to figure out if okay, so God, what are the odds? What are those odds?
Pretty slim.
All right. Okay. Is it better than the Wendigo? Yeah, it's definitely better than a Wendigo. Okay. Let me set this out of the way here for a second. And let me grab something big and heavy. All right. Because here's the thing. I want it to be random enough to be random. But I don't want to be on here spinning the wheels for an hour and a half. So, son of a crime. I haven't had to lug these over here in a while. Let's spin it around this way so that it's sort of easier to read. Oh, it's got to weigh 40 pounds. I made it out of solid wood because I'm stupid. Okay, Susan, the spider's going to sit on Susan over here. All right. So the wheel only has 32 names on it. And 2 of the names are Visitor Garage. Now, there are DJs. There are 42 rigs in the fleet, so not everybody is on here. So some people who don't have a deep and abiding knowledge of canyon lore don't even know all the names on the wheel. So he's about to turn on the disco lights and play some techno. I do have a disco ball over there, and I could play some techno. Okay, so people are going. Okay, so, geez, I'm gonna have to scroll back up. All right, so we saw a baseline, Daphne, Rusty Ratchet, Jake Zoidberg. Count me out. I've already had one. Lolo, GFO, Captain something or other.
No captain.
We don't have a captain.
We have a colonel.
We do have a colonel. Okay, so a couple people have picked Rusty. A couple people have picked Ratchet.
Well, and then whomever picks it, they do another spin-off.
The fact that they don't know all the names makes it even better. It really does. I love that everybody's guessing really fast, too. Because then a lot of people are just guessing the same names over and over. Like, Blue Sky High has been guessed like 5 times.
Wow.
So if we're just going by the first time Blue Sky High popped in the chat, see, Andre Rosu is thinking with portals, and he picked Eddie because no one else had picked Eddie. And he knows the wheels enough to know that Eddie's on there. Junkbot is definitely a thing. He may or may not be on the wheels. You need to slow down your chat settings. I don't even know what my chat settings are. I think that's the 6th for Blue Sky High. It's like the 3rd or 4th GFO I've seen. Ooh, somebody picked Vanimal.
Don't forget about the banana.
Someone picked Argentina, which I'm assuming was Argentum auto-corrected. We got a couple Ghost Rovers coming through. We realize this is going to take some scrolling up the list to see who guessed what. Overdrive RC, people are guessing what the wheels are going to land on, and whatever it lands on, whoever picked it first gets the G-Made Spider. A random generator would really be better. That way we could just pick a number and you can tell us from one number to one number. Okay, I'll open a. I'm gonna open a tab here, and they should have an online one.
Yeah, but
Random number.
what's your range of numbers?
Generator. I'm assuming you can. Oh yeah, min 1 max. Okay, I'm gonna go max. What 1,000? Can't be 1 to 100.
That's a 1 to 5.
1 to 500?
Yeah, 1,000's a lot of missed up, misses. With what, 100 people in there?
All right. Okay. So, random number generator would be better. That way you could just pick a number and you can tell us from one number to what number. Give everyone a number and use the random number generator. Okay.
Assign numbers to people?
I don't know. Okay. So, there's no way. I think that Organized Chaos and Lee Jordan are collectively correct. I want to spin the wheels, but I think that we're going to have to. Okay, there we go. Hey, would you like to know what the threshold for the numbers are? Yeah, they're just going all over the place. This is impossible. This is much better when we just spin the damn wheel. My concurrent viewer says 103, so I'm behind. So I don't know how I am going to do this.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would assign a number. People are just throwing out numbers, not knowing what the number, not knowing what the threshold of numbers is.
We could pick 500 to.
Yeah, like I can. Oh, Andre Rosu called scissors. That might be a winner. Google has a wheel you can populate. Do they? Google random wheel. Wheel of names. Is that what we're talking about? Wheel of names? Okay. All right. Here's the deal. All right. I'm just going to assume that anybody who has put something in, where did it start? Okay. Let me see if I can.
And if you don't want it, you get to pick who gets it.
All right. I want to see if I can get this all to show at the same time. Damn it, I can't. I have 2 monitors, but I can't get this. Oh, hold on. I got another idea. It's dumber, but I never thought it would be so difficult to get rid of something. ever throw a handful of popcorn to ducks in a pond? I just did that. This is going to take a while.
Or to fill out the wheel. You have to hand type every name in. You just take the chat list and put it over there. I don't know if you can see who's all in there.
Another live stream has everyone type a word, then does a screenshot, and the person at the top wins. If they type the word correctly.
Yeah, that's 100 words.
Crawler Canyon, Google YouTube comment picker. Okay. YouTube comment picker. Select a random winner for a giveaway of something or something.
Huh.
Oh. Okay, I need to find the address of my own stream. Can I do that? I wonder if I can do that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I genuinely don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. What will happen if I open my own live on the computer that's recording the live? Oh, good. I can't. Or can I? No, good. I can't see my own live. Whew. Thank God. To do the comment picker, I need I need to know the address of the stream, and I can't. Yes, it's the web address at the top of the browser. I can't I can't do it. I can't see my own live stream. Yes, this is definitely Armageddon. Who can hold their breath the longest? I don't know how we're gonna check that one.
I've been holding my breath this whole time.
I don't, like I say, I don't have any disco stuff, but I have lasers. I have lasers. Jeez. It was so easy to give away that FCX10 and that TRX4 and that Jimny. But as soon as the Spider came out,
Some people want.
everything went straight out the window. Oh, I see. I was anticipating the feedback screech. I don't know what would happen if it starts playing the stream that's on the device that's making the stream. Part of me wanted to see it. Where's BattleBot guy when you need him? Exactly, right?
That was just for a charger. This is the whole vehicle.
Well, we could let him pick. Oh, Shaker MT, you can't send me links in the chat. YouTube will only let me post links in the chat.
So send it to my email.
Vegas Steve has chosen door number 1. I have also seen a couple instructions of just spin the wheel already.
Mess them all up. Spin the obstacle wheel.
Mike Cross says he'll pay shipping, which would be graphic. Graphic. That's because nobody wanted the other junk. Organized Chaos says moderators can post links. I don't know how to make a moderator or even where to go to make a moderator. And I have looked.
Yeah, you've only been doing this, what, 4 months?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know. Refuse to give it away until we agree on a method. Well, that's 100% where we're sitting right now.
You get the link to your live stream.
No one will come to an agreement. Shipping would be 60 or so. Depends on insurance on it. Well, Sam, that is a guess. Double Bob is going for the heads I win, tails I win method.
Heads I win, tails you lose.
I think you can click on people. All I can do is mute you. That's all I have. And then if I click on the 3 dots on the side, it doesn't do anything. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's not full featured live chat, and all the messages are already available. Do the chat room screenshot. All those interested type spider over and over. Well, that'll definitely ramp up my engagement. More people are saying spin. I get a lot of people saying spin. Give it to the person farthest away. Well, Mark Saxton, that's Mike Cross. He is literally tomorrow. He is on the other side of the planet. Okay, there's Weigh It. Shaker MT is running the picker. Oh, okay, cool. Do not give it to Neil Daniels. Wow. Wow. Shade. That's the first time I've heard don't give it to that guy. And there's another spin the wheel. Okay. All right. Here's what's going to happen. It's 3:40. We have run out of time. We've run out of time. That's what's happened. Immediately after this is over, okay? After I finish this, he says the picker's going to do it. If the picker doesn't work, I will put up a poll on the community board whether we do it this way, whether we do it through some sort of random number generator. Well, I will put up the options. There was also the Weigh It, and whoever guesses closest, we could do that one. But we will wait for the picker. He said it takes another 200 seconds to pull the chat log. And all right, okay. Then Shaker MT has taken over that. I'm gonna. Can my name go back in because of all this confusion?
Everyone's name is in it.
Everybody's name is apparently in it.
Going off the chat.
I've never seen such a furor. It is a truly furious furor. The spider. Wait for the picker. I like the pure randomness. Charles Hurley, yeah, the wheels probably weigh about 40 pounds.
Spin the spider and Susan around and around.
So if it's out of my hands, honestly, I prefer that.
There it is.
And if a guy whose screen name is RC Maniac declares that your giveaway is insane, You know you're doing it right. You know you're doing it right. Don't trust anyone named Picker. Pure Picker Pickens. And you didn't spin the wheel. How long has it been? Over a month. Over a month. But I spin Susan like every day.
Not today.
So. Mike Cross still votes to give it to the person farthest away.
Which would be him.
Which would definitely be him. So will we be giving a truck away next week? Highly unlikely. The experience of giving those away last week was relaxing, and it filled me with warmth. And this is giving me anxiety. Is Israel farther away from me than New Zealand? I'm going to Google map that. I'm waiting for the picker just like everybody else. I've already cashed in and cashed out, so. Country in the Middle East. Can I get directions to that? Choose your starting point. Home. Can't find a way there. Oh, that's because it's by car. Can't find a way there by plane.
Maybe because it's not specific Israel?
Okay, what's a specific place in Israel? What's the capital of Israel?
What is further for me? New Zealand or Israel?
Modesto is pretty far. I posted the screenshot in the Discord channel. The winner, apparently according to the picker, the winner is Charles Hurley for their comment of LOL. Take that. I didn't even. I maybe I didn't see it because his comment was just LOL.
How long ago was that?
Well, it had to be within the last couple minutes. Oh, he also did say, just give it to me and everyone wins. LOL.
There you go.
And he was voting for the spin. So he did better without the spin. Oh, what's this Discord? Let's see if I can find the link to the Discord. I don't know. Oh, it's on the community board. Duh. Yeah. There's a link to the Discord on the YouTube community. Charles Hurley, my comment of what? It chose the comment where you simply responded LOL. So, Charles Hurley, send me an email to crawlercanyon@gmail.com and we will figure it out from there. I can box this up and get her going. We'll come as is, but like no with battery. I mean it's gonna be shipped ground and it's gonna be shipped cheap. Whatever the cheapest method to ship it is, that's how I'm gonna ship that. HBO TO3, yes. Yes, we are ending this pretty much post haste.
Yeah, we're ending the insanity.
I will be getting in contact with the Operation 11 Charlie guys about the Jimny. I will wait for contact from Charles for this, and then we'll do the thing. And yeah, that actually it lightened up on me there towards the end, because as soon as it was taken out of my hands and I didn't feel some sort of responsibility to where like I was robbing someone, it got better. Is there a video today? No, there is not.
This is the video.
I have there's already videos up for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I think. I'm trying to get I'm trying to get into a rhythm because there's the next one and then Anime Expo. And let's see if you'll hear the 3D printer churning away next time we're doing this. All right. So, yeah, we did it. We did the thing. Did we do the thing? I feel like we did the thing. We gave the things away. Thank you all for coming in here. I apparently unwittingly tricked a bunch of you into commenting far more than you ordinarily would.
Hey, that gives them more comments in the.
Yeah, this is more points of engagement. More comments or better comments. So we got plenty of comments in here. It went well. I think we did all right. Yeah, the random picker did the job. I think it was maybe it was just the back-to-back, or it was the confusion brought about by the spider itself, because it just seemed so much more effortless to give the other two away.
The other three.
Yeah. Well, no, both of them today were tough. Maybe it was the back-to-back weeks. Neil Daniels is making a voodoo doll of Charles. Yeesh. That means he's already got like some hair or something. Is that where you send build pics to your email? Yes. If you want to send build pics, you send them to the Crawler Canyon Gmail, or you can check the community board for the link to the Discord, and there is a rig photos board on the Discord. You can do one or the other or both, whichever you like. So there's the email and there is the Discord. And I don't know if... Stunod says, I don't think chat counts as comments. I don't know. I think it does, because there's a whole analytics tracker that shows chat comments, that shows what rate they came in, the chat rate, and everything. So they have to be tracking it somehow. They're tracking it for a reason. I don't know why they're tracking it, but they track it. So...
Winner was in the live stream, so...
Yeah. The winner, Neil Smith. Well, just make sure that Neil doesn't ask you for anything like hair or anything that he could be used to make some sort of totem of you. So, finish Secret Project and post it and email some to Troy. Troy is ever waiting. I really need to break down and spend the extra money and get a Crawler Canyon domain, because then the contact email would 100% be Troy at crawlercanyon.com. But I can't make myself spend... I'd like the sticker with the little G-Made guy with the screwdriver. I think I have some. This little guy, I think I have some that aren't stuck on. I will check the bins. All right. So, thanks everybody. We did. Oh, you know what we didn't? We didn't do it officially. So we'll do it backwards. We'll outro instead, because generally you know what time it is. So this one means it's the other time. Is she ready? I feel like she's ready. Thanks so much for coming by the canyon, everybody. It's properly hot outside. Probably around 100 degrees. It is a nice 79 degrees in here right now. It's pretty nice. Hey, and Charles Hurley is an old Army vet. We doubled up. We doubled up.
Bird, one stone.
Two birds with two stones. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Tune in for the stuff coming up this weekend and off into the future. Hope to see you next week. We're gonna spin our way out. Thanks so much for joining us here in the canyon. We'll see you next time, everybody. We're gonna get. Now you got to do a good one because you have to spin long enough for me to get the thing turned off. Yeah!